saying? And what I'm saying is the God concept is used only to trap people from their own original divinity.
We have to understand as a people, it is our time to start rising, but we always afraid that someone's going to stop us from doing it. Real men don't tell you the reason why they don't have nothing is because of white men.
Spirituality is African people's power.
In order to remove fear,
19 times Harriet Tubman goes from the south to the north. It boggles the mind, doesn't it? 19 times. Carrying a gun, not for her protection. She carried a gun because she said, I know if you don't run, you're going to tell. So you better get to stepping. A bounty on her head that would be equivalent to $1 million today. So we pour this libation to all those brothers and sisters who continue to fight against our enslavement, whether it be physical or mental. We say, Ashe? Ashe. We pour this libation to the brothers and sisters of the 60s. Those of us who understood and talked about brotherhood and sisterhood and understood that. I know, unfortunately, we didn't maintain it because the problem that happened in the 60s, I grew up in it, I'm from that era, we didn't infuse it with culture. We talked about black power, but we didn't understand the importance of culture, of infusing our liberation struggle deep in culture. And so therefore, understand, brothers and sisters, we got tripped out. We believed the cracker again. We believed the program that he was going to initiate. And of course, we back in that same trick bag, but hopefully never again. We should learn from these incidents from our past. So we pour this libation to those brothers and sisters. We say, Ashe? Ashe. We pour this libation to those young men and women unborn. Those who once again will lead us back on the stage of human history as a free and proud and productive people. We say, Ashe? Ashe. We pour this libation to the spirit of our brother, to our brotherhood and our sisterhood. At this time, this is a great occasion of knowledge being shared. There are many ancestors in your life who are instrumental in you. Some that you feel that are famous because of their inspiration to you. Some who are just relatives of yours, but who guided you and molded you and helped you be the man and the woman you are today. They're our ancestors now. But by calling out their name, you keep their spirit and their memory alive. So I'm asking you to have them join us in this occasion as we come to the understanding and the wisdom of the knowledge that we need to fight to be once again a free and proud and productive people. So at this time, dear brothers, think on the name, say the name out loud. Say the names. 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 Ashe. We pour this libation to brotherhood and sisterhood that it should imbibe in us. That we begin to respect one another, trust one another, believe in one another, and build together. I love to see young people. We were talking as I was coming up, we were talking about this intergeneration gap. The hell with that. We need to come together. Y'all need us and we need you. It's a symbiotic relationship. It's just like our family situation. We need sisters and sisters need us. We need each other. No matter where we are an African people, whether on the continent or throughout the diaspora. Because one thing I know, I think all y'all know who are sitting here, that once we come together, it's over. It's over. Right now, brothers and sisters, if we go home, we're standing on, or even sitting on, all the world's resources that everybody think they can't do without and don't want to pay for it. But it is ours. All we got to do is open our minds and grab hands and build for eternity like we've done before. Dear brothers and sisters, Ashe? Ashe. 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 Jim Hotep, go in peace. Asante Sana, thank you.
All right, without any further ado, Oh yeah, to answer your question, would you hire white people? Hell yeah, I hire white people. Come on, man. Who else gonna clean our toilet bowls? Huh? We gotta give them the same damn jobs they been giving us. We gotta flip the script on them. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to give that job to my brother. We give it to the cracker. That's how we gonna do that. You know, so yeah, I hire you. All right, without any further ado, I'm getting ready to bring up a brother, man. He was there at the debate with Brother Polite Unk. You know, he go by the name of Magi, the Magi. How many of you heard of the Magi? From the On and Raw Squad. Stand up on your feet, family, and let's show this brother some love. We're gonna give you a workout. I get this from my brother King Sight. Stand up. We're gonna get up and down all day today. Give our brother Magi a round of applause from the On and Raw Squad. Yes, sir. Thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you. Straight up. I got your permission to speak. Thank you. Yo, I need to tell y'all who I am a little bit because we're talking about African science and technology. I got a whole presentation for y'all, but I heard a few things discussed, and I want to touch on them a little bit too. You know, as I just was introduced as a Magi. Magi is an organization. Also, you can use it plural or, you know, single or whatever. So, but check this out. I go professionally by casual from a group called Hieroglyphics. Anybody familiar with the hieroglyphics here? Okay. Well, we've been doing it about the West Coast for about 20 years now. I got my first record label on G.A.V Records in 1993. And I'll tell y'all like this. I told my mom I wanted to be a rapper about 7 years old. She didn't believe me. She started crying. For real. Tears dropped from her eye. I didn't understand it because I knew what I was going to do. I was like, dang, why you crying, Mom? Came back in my senior year. I'm like, I don't even want to finish school. I was a well-calculated person. She was like, what are you doing? I don't want to finish school. I got a $250,000 deal on the table, and I don't have no future in school. I mean, I'm working with the logic. Mom, what you want to do? She like, oh, okay. She pressed up against it. So I'm thinking she thought I was dim-witted or something. So what I did in order to leave school was went and got a 3.5, came back home, slapped the card on my mama's desk, and like, it's over. I ain't going back. I'm going to get this record deal. Today, it's like 20 years later, I'm the CEO of my record company. You know, Howard has been running for 20 years. My former CEO, Tajay Massey, who's my partner and peer, he graduated from Stanford, went back to school to become an architect, and said, you be the CEO. Wow. So really, I'm explaining some of the social sciences that I learned to even get to where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying? I heard somebody saying they wouldn't hire white people. That's stupid. Straight up. Yeah. I got white people on my staff right now, but I'm the boss. And if I know what my intent is, don't none of that really matter. That's right. You know, I got people going out to do things, to execute. Networking is a social science. If we got all these different enterprises in here and we can't figure out how to leave with no extra money or something new going on in our lives, some new arrangement, maybe we gonna hook up, maybe somebody gonna hook up, but it's a social science, it's networking. And so I kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit before I go into what I want to present, going back into the historical, straight up Magi archers. You know where that come from? That rose up. Archery, all right, but the Arabs, when they ever tried to invade, they called us eye smiters. It was because of the accuracy with the bow. You know what I'm talking about? They was like, oh, you be riding on your horse and your right eye get hit out by one of the Magi archers. And so, last night I began to speak about, and I think I will get into this in the next, you can probably go to start the first slide. We was just building at the executive, and last night, y'all remember we was building. I started to really go in on something, but I want to expound on it here because we got time. And I had this idea about how, oh, that's cool, I appreciate it. Had this idea about how the geology of the areas of the Nile Valley is really what made Kemet, and we're going to see how that has to do with African science and technology, but let me go. Let's check this out. We're talking about the flow of the river. We all know the Nile flow is different than a lot of rivers in the world from south to north. All right, and let me do better. I'll read it directly out of my book. In case y'all don't know, I wrote a book called Magi Handbook for the Conscious Community. We got some over there, but I'd rather read the excerpt. That speaker kind of hot, so we're going to go like this. As Dr. Lagavera notes in his work on ancient Kemet and Nubia, the limestone substrate of Kemet was more easily eroded by the Nile's flow than the Nubian sandstone substrate. This allowed agriculture to develop faster in Kemet than in Nubia. Meanwhile, military warfare began to develop in Ta-Nehesi as early hunters and gatherers began to develop skills with the bow and arrow. Because, so let's just expound on that a bit. We talk about the floodplain, a vast agricultural field that only developed, and we began to call that Kemet because the soot was black. Yeah, the people was black too, you know what I'm saying? But the soot was actually black too, and it was fertile. And the black land, hey, we can talk about that all day. We can debate it. I'm on the side of a lot of terms have multiple uses, but there is a reference to a region of an area that we call Kemet that was it was right for agriculture. Basically, it was good. And now, as Magi down lower in Nubia, we started to make technological advancements in order to eat. Let's think about it. We got to catch a rabbit or catch something because we ain't really in the agriculture yet. We got the bow and the arrow. If you could name another, I think the bow is the first weapon to store energy, kinetic energy. It's in the string of the bow. And so somebody had to think of that. They might have been walking through and caught some tension off of something, you know what I'm saying? And it popped back and they was like, ooh. But if you think about it, the first small projectile missile, you know what I'm saying? The first small projectile missile was an arrow. So they put that first missile, stored the energy, and then started aiming. And so to me, you know what I'm saying, that was a technological advancement. We could go, let's try to hit the net. Let's see what I got up there. We can go, I really want to go back to some of the primitive, like, all right, let's say we was talking about it. I think the elder was gaming me about it last night. I said, if I had a rock in this hand, maybe I'm trying to, I take another piece of flint and I start carving out the rock. That's a technological advancement. Had nobody done that before. And so, yeah, I'm glad this was up. You see, well, that's from the Cairo Museum, the depiction of the Magi. And you see them with their bows and arrows, and then you can see a temple inscription of them in action. But we could probably get to the next stage.
Because it's better with, I can see you in there.
I ain't falling on here, getting no Kodak moment at me. Yeah, y'all know how we do. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Nah. I don't need that pointer.
Give it back then.
Yes, Nah, I felt better down there because I felt like I was with y'all. I didn't want to get elevated, but let's keep it 100. So we talking about that bow, then I start talking about other little primitive tools, or we use the Flintstone, we can go in on everything. How about this? This is the bow. And I just want to, we was just building just briefly at the beginning of this, and I was showing my man my slide, how we just want to see, we see Nubia is already the land of the bow. So right here in the dictionary, this is Mark Vigas's dictionary. If we see, right, oh, I should have used the pointer. I don't care. You can see the Thailand. Toss that up here for me, please. We can see the, appreciate it. I never use one of these things, it'll just be rapping. Right here, Thai. Then we got what represents the Seti in this word, and that's another land determinative. They call it Nubia in the dictionary. Thai, like for land. The bow, though, that's what you're seeing really is a bow. So it's really saying the land of the bow. And to prove that, we got a bow right here. You see Pejet is bow. And so I was talking to one of my brothers right here who I saw Ujahu, you know what I'm saying? And my brother was basically telling me this word Pejet also means to stretch. So now I was like, that's interesting because I was just talking about how, you know, we had to stretch the bow in order to get the to invent the first weapon with the stored kinetic energy, and it's all in the language. It's just painted all over the language. You could go to the next slide. You know what I'm saying? That's that hand axe we was building on. This is work, by the way, from Emory College, a course on Nubia that a couple of us took in the Amarat squad, just so you know. It says the most important innovation in the Paleolithic is the advent of the hand axe. This tool that dates to between about 1.2 million and 500,000 years ago. It was the first sort of purpose. It was first sort of a manufactured tool. Earlier man had just used flint cobbles found on the surface tools, but here they actually shaped the stone to make it kind of typically shaped of a hand axe, kind of a leaf shape out of flint. And this one is particularly interesting because they must have used what they must have used. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me slow down. Because they must have used, I'm messing up, because they must have used what must have been a pebble inclusion in the flint that also popped out the thumb hole so when they could grasp it more easily. So they basically talking about how they took this one rock, like, okay, this is cool, but it kind of like ain't even fitting in my hand right to do what I gotta do. Chiseled some things out of it and made it a better hand axe. But with my reading right now, I'm just going to skip so y'all can see they talk about this was the most remarkable advance in human technology at the time. So, I mean, we got simple things that was technological advancements. You can hit the next one. You know what I'm saying? What, anybody know about the Sakia? Or the water wheel is a Nubian water wheel. We talk a lot about pottery. And we're going to get into the pottery because the pottery let us know where the people was going. First of all, pottery necessarily they had water bags made out of animals too, but for instance, this Sakia right here was attached to a water wheel, which allowed, but it was basically used in Merowe, or people call it Moreau a lot, but it allowed agriculture to develop in Merowe because, again, we talked about it developing in the areas of Kemet earlier. We didn't have the same floodplain down in Nubia, so they had to actually, if you go to the next slide, we might see a picture of it in action. It's definitely not that easy to see, but right here we got 4 or 5 Sakia bowls on a wheel that go into pick up water and they dump our water onto a field that could not gain it. And so this is technology. It's not just a pot. They took the pot and was like, oh, we could do something with it. I'm just keeping it 100, and it helped. Now, the segue. Anybody know anything else about Merowe? I think we find iron smelting first, coming up out of Nubia, not up out of Kemet. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping that real. A lot of us, because of matter of fact, some of the most plentiful, rich burial grounds is not in Kemet. They're in Nubia. And it's ironic because the location is called Balina. And everybody be talking about balling, and I'll be like, dang. You see what I'm saying? I've seen pictorial pieces that look like a rapper walking with a chain, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just building and expounding on it, but sometimes we need to learn that this stuff is ancestral. I don't know why my brother wanted to rock a big gold chain, but then when I was looking at A group burial extraction, and we find a Boo cranium and his gold chain, and all these other things that I'm like, okay, this is just part of us, you know what I'm saying? Not to keep on, but the Sakia and Merowe help also develop a lot of other things. So we want to talk about iron smelting. They find iron smelting technology that allowed Nubians to get, first in a one-step process, we were smelting iron up to like 1850 degrees centigrade. This is Ivan Van Sertima work. I don't know if y'all seen this, and also they're teaching it at Emory College with Lacavera. So we were smelting iron before Egyptians even knew anything about it, or we can find it. A lot of that technology, like we was trying to say last night, was coming up out of Nubia. Let's see what's on the next one. Okay, medical science. I just took a quick list. Anybody can find this online, or all the different medical papyri that come up out of Kemet. Whether they was all right or not, science is trying, to apply proper methodology in order to know. So they were trying to figure out. They got treaties, everything you could think of, all medical sciences, from treatments for cardiac all the way to we would say gynecology, anything you could think of. Again, So they were applying sciences to know certain things way back in the day. Let's see what's on the next one. And we go into this, and I want to build on this a little bit too. It's hard to see, I apologize, but what we're looking at is what I profess and many others from the Tomb of Ankh-Mahor is a scene of circumcision. If you want to go in deeper on this one, you will be able to find a video called Comedic. I did it on YouTube. It's called Comedic Circumcision in 2 minutes, and it's just breaking it down for some people who tried to say this was something sexually deviant. Okay, and so what we see here, though, and I want to build on it, is because today in our modern world, we consider it scientifically clean to be circumcised, or what some people consider. That a lot of that was taught to us by religion, but it is science behind it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we wonder how that developed, and I probably want to break that down a little bit and then see, because I wouldn't say it's conjecture what I'm about to put forward, but sometimes when we get into fields of research where ain't nobody else wrote on it, you just going off what you know. But I can mention a white guy named Andrew Hunt Gordon in his book called The Quick and the Dead was kind of touching on this, because what we're trying to figure out is what made somebody figure out that becoming circumcised would help you to be clean or cleansing or whatever. Well, we all know about Imhotep and all of his magnificent feats in medicine and whatever have you, but we also need to learn, I mean, we all know he charted the blood first and everything, but how did he do that, and how would any society let him do that for the first time? Like somebody just died, you just about to cut them up because you want to know? It probably wasn't going down like that. Now when we look at the Medu Neter and look at all or the majority of the sacred symbols of Medu Neter we see come from the anatomy of animals. So then we can start thinking, okay, if they was using this language and already was using the anatomy of animals, certain animals as symbols of the language, then it's safe to say they had dissected or at least seen that part of the animal at about the time when they was trying to form that sacred word or what have you. So and then we notice there's a lot of reference to the bull in Kemet. Actually, the pharaoh wears a symbolic tail. I think it's called the Mekat, or something, the symbolic tail of the bull, and we're about to get into that science again. And what I'm going to put forth, it has a lot to do with bringing forth circumcision. And this is why. It's because we know he couldn't just start cutting open human beings, so he was cutting open a bull. Or a lot of the earlier, I'm not going to say just the bull, we know, I don't know, whatever else he was cutting, but I'm going to show you my evidence and see what you think. All right. In the bull, what we find, first of all, we found the symbolic tail that the pharaoh wore. Everyone know that the pharaoh is seen as the bull, you know what I'm saying? But this is what happens. You could go to the next slide if you want to. We're going to look at the reproductive organs of the bull, and we're going to get it in. Right here about this coccyx bone right here. This is something that we don't have. It's called a penis retractor muscle, okay? It's attached to the coccyx bone, and it also, well, if we seen the real bull right now, it would have a tail coming out, protruding out, which is the symbolic tail that the pharaoh wears. You see what I'm saying? And so, in some weird notion, when the bull is ready to do what he has to do, it simply has a retractor muscle attached to it to pull back the prepuce. We don't got that. I mean, we can see in the observation now that I would put forward that it could have been, you know what I'm saying, we find the circumcision at about the 6th dynasty being performed on a thing called hymn priests. Well, this would be long before that, and I would put forth that maybe from the observations of the bull's anatomy, you know what I'm saying, and even some would argue that this, the sacrum bone is actually the jet pillar. I've seen that written about. And so what I would put forward was that it could be a notion that noticing this penis retractor muscle right here, that Egyptians figured out that they needed to be circumcised as well. I mean, I'm just putting that out there. You can say that's BS, you can challenge it. I ain't written into my books yet, but I think that's some science, you know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of the keys of what the ancients used to learn about the blood, the body, and certain particular things. And we see this did not enter scientifically, it kind of entered. And so a lot of the science in Kemet, a lot of the science and everything was just, it was all one thing. You know what I'm saying? If you could do me a favor and go to that PDF now. Y'all still out there with me or what? Y'all rocking? What's going on? Yeah, all right, that's cool. Now, science, something I wanted to speak about was modern, because how are you going to do a lecture and talk about all old ancient science and technology and expect somebody to be able to leave with something? If y'all don't mind me building, one of the fruits I was getting out of explaining that we need to learn how to manipulate the social sciences is I'm right here with y'all, right here today. About 5 days ago in Oakland, I had 17 hired police guards, 50 securities, police escorts to wherever I wanted to go, because I know how to manipulate them sciences. Bureaucracy, doing things in your city or being a boss, quote unquote, that's a science. Not, you know what I'm saying, not rubbing people the wrong way, being a good leader amongst your friends. All of these things are sciences. I learned from the Elder Smalls the other day. He told me a good leader is the one that is invisible, appears invisible. You want to be a good CEO, appear invisible. We just did an event in Oakland called Hiro Day, and I got it ordained as a holiday in my city by the former mayor, just from doing what we do. But after that date was over, it was a good thing for my company, and I got to watch everyone celebrate, and I was feeling what my elder was teaching me, like, yeah, everyone feels the same reward. So I don't want to feel like I'm going off on a tangent or nothing, but I really want us to know that technology is one thing, but also the sciences of interacting. You know what I'm saying? The science of attraction, or whatever you want to call it, or however you want to put it. I'm just as big on that as I am on anything else. So were our ancestors. They did not sit around and burn incense all day. They really got up and thought economically. Half of the reason why Nubians and Egyptians got into beef was over a quarry called Hot Noob. It had all the gold. So they wanted the gold, It's like some beef. That is material. So you can't be like, oh, we're going to be conscious, we're going to be cool. We are not going to do anything economic. We're going to go live in the woods, and we just going to get a bow and arrow and get some food. You know what I'm saying? That's not the plan for me. I think we should invest time like this in spending, talking about modern day things that'll help our people. And I'm not going to take too much time. I got a whole lot I could talk about. I don't know where everybody at on this roster. Who up here next? I got another minute?
Yeah, you got some time, bro.
Yeah, cool. So this is what I wanted to get into, that pottery.
I'll let you know.
Thank you. Let's go right here. We're gonna touch on the pottery, because I was talking about how it was coming down the Nile from Nubia. And this is from a course you can take. We're going to take this course again in October. You can join the group Magi, the Vanguards of Kemet on Facebook, and we're just taking online courses, building, getting it in. Right now, the beginning of pottery production in Nubia can be traced back to the Mesolithic period before 7000 BC. They're going to break them all off right here. Check it out. Around the time this pottery tradition was replaced by the adoption of the so-called dotted waved line pottery. One thing I want to stop right there is because it's a cool phenomenon, this dotted wavy line pottery. Yes, it was technology, but you know what it was? These were people coming from the Sahara at about the time when it was still fertile. In order to make the dotted wavy lines on the side of the pottery, they actually used fish bones, or little fish bones, and printed it onto the pottery. And so we'll see what the school says about it. It says, and this kind of decoration was widespread throughout the Sahara, and is evidence of the movement of peoples and ideas from the eastern Sahara. So we talking about back 7000 BC. Everybody talking about where the people came from. But here they telling you right here in the 2015 class at Emory College that these people came from the eastern Sahara into the Nile Valley during this time. During the 4th and 5th millennium BC, Nubian pottery shows an affinity with the widespread ceramic tradition covering the eastern, western deserts, the Egyptian Nile Valley, upper and lower Nubia, as well as the central Sudan. I just want to beat this up. It says, evidence of close cultural connections between these areas is shown in the pottery, as it certainly forms firing techniques, motive applications of decoration and appearance of decorative motifs. These are all common to the cultures, but each locale developed its own distinct style. In Upper Nubia and the Central Sudan, potters used the distinctive hand-making beakers. I could pass that PDF out if anybody interested, or we could take the class again in October the 5th, I think it starts. Just join Magi, the Vanguards of Kemet. But what we need to learn about that pottery, again, is if you go look in Sumer at about these time periods we talking about, they don't have no high technological pottery. And what I mean by that, I'm going to say, they got this certain pottery called thin eggshell pottery. To where the artisan, whoever was making the pot, was able to get the sides or the rim of the pot as thin as an eggshell. You know what I'm saying? Certain people are like, how could you do that if you were really on a potter's wheel making it by hand? So there's a lot of different things that we can go into, you know what I'm saying, and to build on to show that a lot of this high technology did come, early high technology did come up out of Nubia in the Kemet. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask y'all something about some modern day stuff though. What y'all know about drones? Y'all know anything about drones? All right. What y'all know about Obama completely changing the theater of war to now you can just remote control kill somebody? We're going to have to deal with that in a minute, because after a while China said they was making like 36,000 drones then, if we're going to really get it in. Well, I guess that's technology too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if any of us, how it's going to affect us, but we need to be seeing what's going on out here, because now you can get in. I know everybody's seen on the news that they said eventually they're going to use Americans, you know what I'm saying, they're going to use drones on American soil. How many of y'all got a smartphone in your pocket? Everybody? You know your GPS coordinates is on that smartphone. You can get drone to your smartphone. I'm not talking about, hey, we talking about technology. This ain't a joke. How y'all think they getting droned in Iraq right now? They get somebody coordinates, hit their ass off. I mean, hey. Right. So we talking about technology, right? And this is what we really need to be up on it. We've seen all, what does they call it? What's this security agency that can just go into any computer and take anything they want? And NSA. How we responding to the NSA? What we doing? We still getting on Facebook just doing what we want to? Like, I don't know. How do we respond as a people? If we want to communicate from California, you know, we're going to get on the phone, they shut them down. What do? Who's building a weapon for black people? Anybody? I don't know. So these are some of the things we need to address in the modern day. Like, because all we need to do is just come up with the gamma ray and everything will be cool. That's what they do, and that's what Israel just got a nuke. That's all they got. Just got a nuke. Hold everything down. They got a lot of military support. They got people giving them weapons, but really, they just got a nuke. So who is even thinking to develop? We got scientists in the room. We need to switch the game and start, okay, hey, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but everything I'm saying is real. Who doing that? We got about, I think they got 3 African car manufacturers. I'm not sure. I hope that wasn't no disrespect, but I think from my last time I checked, it was 3 African car manufacturers. We know Africa was intentionally underdeveloped. How many black car manufacturers is there in the States? I'll tell you one, it's my partner. It's called Triton Supercars. It's the type of business we do. Y'all need to look it up, because the brother's trying to launch a 2,000 horsepower car. I was just in, you can see it on what you call it, he just did a launch in Orange County, California. But what I'm trying to say is that very few people think about the things we should be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to turn it over right there, because I don't want to talk for all night. I like to thank y'all for even letting me speak to y'all in this capacity. I'll tell you one last thing. When I get on the stage to spit a rap or to do a show, I'll never be nervous. I got up in here with all my people. My heart was thumping a little bit. So I'm going to give that back to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Respect.
They took our land and our resources and gave us humming. And we allowed it. We allowed a continuation of that. Because we did not understand what true African spirituality was. We're going to get that today, though. And we'll add a morality code with that. It's time out for calling science and technology That's the white man's science. And some of y'all know y'all say that because y'all just don't know. So one of the first earliest technologies is shoes. Economics. Economics fuels science, and science fuels technology. Why did the African leave Africa? Because he had the science of shoes and clothes. You don't leave Africa not unless you invent some clothes. So we practice Ujamaa, cooperative economics. And we support each other because it's time out. And it's 2015 and we're tired of the Koreans taking $1 billion away from us. Damn. Watch this. We flood the churches. And we pray to the God. If it was a God, because you know I don't believe in God, I seek to know. The God would say, I done gave y'all niggas everything. The most beautiful women, you come in all complexions, right? The most athletic, we gave you the most resources, everything it is. But yet you still come back and pray? Maybe everybody else should be praying, not you. They said we was the netchers. They mistranslated and said we was the gods. Why? Because if you say you're a nature, a force of nature, or if you say you're a God, how can a God pray to God? Where they do that at? Where the push at, Sara now? I see you, Magi. All right, what's up? I'm a raw squad, a collective group. This is the first understanding that the group have to come together. Y'all ever seen the Costa Nostra, the mob? Where they get that system of organization from? Got from Africa. Read The Destruction of Black Civilization. You'll find one of the best chapters in the book, the Masi. But it's not just the Masi. The Masi was 5 core families. So you got the Amaral Squad. We got about 7 core families. Team Osiris, Mocha University, and Anime Productions, Translate Team. We in Baltimore dealing with the gangs. Neb, that's right. We talking to the gangs, we right there, because that's what we do. That's the army. Matter of fact, we tired of beating up on the Hebrews. So we'll just make them the army.
That's right.
Because they got heart. Because it take a lot of heart to stand out there and say, take this book. We taught about oppression. Right. It take heart to believe that. Right. I ain't got that kind of heart. But for real is, yo, we all brothers and sisters until we recognize that, man. Anybody can break us down. Oh, what's that? WMP Mac. Because we want to know the age of the universe. Don't nobody know that. That's white man science. This is technology right here. And it takes a picture of the radiation. Sure does. Technology. We need that in Africa. We need that. The detailed, all-sky picture of infinite universe created from 9 years of WMAP data. The image reveals 13.77 billion years, right? Old temperature fluctuations shown as color differences that correspond to the seeds that grew to become the galaxies. The signal from our galaxy was subtracted using the multi-frequency data. This image shows the temperature. They're measuring it in Kelvin. 200 Kelvin, do you know what it is? That means when they take the picture of the cosmic background radiation that was left, right? They measured in all different directions. That's it right there. So you see the brightest colors, right? The brightest colors represent the last to come out of the explosion. Where that point at? Hold on. Real quick. The bright colors represent the last to come out of the explosion. If you can imagine something exploding, right? That which came first cools down. Y'all get that? So look at the lighter colors, those spaces, showing the cooling period. And they measure from this right here to that, all over in all directions, and they get their answers. So if you're standing up there saying, they don't know that's the white man technology, you're wrong. Oh, we see that, right? Cosmic background. Radiation, thousands of years. Hand me that manual right there real quick. I'm a raw squad man. I'm a raw squad man. Right here, it's in there. Professor James Small's got some work in here, right? This is it right here. Everything I'm showing you, you better find it here. You better find it in the handbook for the conscious community. Right here. It gives the detail, gives the references and the sources, right? But watch this, though. This is how we do it on our raw squad, right? It's a collective. So if you're talking about scientific matters, right, then give it to a scientist. Team Osiris up and Gassy and Cozy.
Break it down. Go in, God.
As you can see, for the WMAP map, or the WMAP map, which is based off microwave radiation, or the probe that they use, right here represents the beginning of the spectrum of light activity when it first expanded.
Give them that pointer,
At the end of each point, we see, oh, well, you brought a raw already. So right here we see the quantum fluctuations, and what happens is with the quantum particles, you have quarks and gluons. Quarks move in 3 stages: up, down, charm, strength. 6 up, down, charm, strength, top and bottom. The 6th that's caught is up and down. And these stages right here, the quantum particles is accelerating to what we know as subatomic particles, which is protons, neutrons, and electrons, which makes way for the atomic, which is the atoms or the stars that you see that's forming itself. The last cluster of it is the molecular. Molecules are a collection of atoms. The further you drift off, the more you see us right here, like he said, the recent, which is the light activity that's still radiating. So what you see right here is the quantum fluctuations are happening, the inflation, and the afterglow light pattern, which is 338 years for the transit to appear. Then you go through the dark ages. Then you go through the development of the galaxies, which is the formations of different things. And in the end, you see the dark energy, which is the acceleration. A lot of people talk about the dark energy being this so-called spirit or whatever you want to call it, but this is the last stage when energy starts to cool off. The rest of the congruences of energy is referred to as dark matter. So dark energy is what it's all going to become in the end, which is that vacuum state. Once all matter completely burns out, because it's all mass energy, and mass energy is going to dissolve. That's what it is. Now, when we go into right here, we see Ra. Ra represents all cosmic radiation. Ra just don't represent the sun. Ra represents thermonuclear fusion. And then it gets into what we refer to as Shu and Tefnut. When you get into the Ennead, Shu represents the vacuum energy and air. It also represents space that we've seen. Tefnut, which is symbolic to moisture, and water, is also symbolic to the ionized plasma. Then you get into the Nut, which represents the vacuum energy or the night sky. G.A.V represents all mass energy or all base energy that you see that expands from it. The last is Asar, Nebhet, Set, Isis, or Osiris. Osiris, as I stated. Osiris represents vegetation or that which comes into being. Isis, which represents feeling of things that we can see and feel. That's Isis. For us as humans, it's intuition. Set represents that it's the entropy, the destructive aspect of nature. Things that has its ending stage. Nebhet is mortality, because in the end, everything transforms. And when we study the laws of thermodynamics based off entropy, thermo means heat, and the dynamics is the situation. Energy can't be created or destroyed. That's a known fact. So, keep going, man.
So that's how we do it. It's called teamwork around here, man. So you see our ancient ancestors was there. And they had science. Were they all correct? No, because they had science. Remember, science can be falsified, right? Science, you have to have testable data and methodology. So they might not have it all right. That's okay, because they had science. So the Europeans, right, they spend billions of dollars to put their machines up there, but the African did without. What's this right here? We've been hearing this little Sumerian thing going on. Like the great professor said, well, Sumer was just a cow in Egypt. Right? But they always talk about writing. And you can get any book, and they always try to ease Sumer there. But they never tell you about this right here. That thing. This represents the oldest writing on the planet. This is 26 symbols across the board. So how do 26 symbols leave up out of here end up in southern France and travel to here and here, 26 the same symbols. Let's get that straight. Scientific magazine clearly tells you that. So they finally decided to categorize it. This is 30, 40,000 years in the caves. So you might stop and need to call a white man the caveman. These were your houses of wisdom. Her subject builds the temple. They built it inside the rocks. These are your first temples, your first symbols. You find them first in Africa, and they migrate out with the people. So we can no longer play that Sumerian game, lying Lex. This is the research that we need to do. Because I realized I got tired of fighting back and forth with my Hebrew, Christian, and Muslim brothers. So I extended it to 30, 40,000, and we know they're nowhere to be found. They can't even enter the argument. It's a powerful woman right here. Powerful woman right here. She's doing a ceremony. The pulling of the string. She's setting a pylon. She's setting a foundation for the temples. But this is a sister doing that. Her name is Science. So the sisterhood represents science. So when the Islam, Christianity, Judaism defile the sisterhood, they are defiling science. So they hate science because they hate the black women. It's right here for all to see. Here you go again. Left there for us to see. So when we speaking of science, we really giving reverence to the sisterhood. Do you know what that means? So the sisterhood got to stop being, ooh. Get off the candles for a moment. I'm just telling you the truth. You're the force of nature that we need. You give birth to our everlasting life. Got to get off the candle magic. And deal straight with the science, which is spiritual to the African. We never separated. There she go. 2015 version. It's science in there. How else does the woman, does the baby pass through the womb from the sperm? Science. Let that science though. And you go, and she's looking at you. She's saying, wait the hell up. She's shouting. But wait a minute. Oh, we see. That's just, you want to talk about that real quick? Real fast? I don't know how that got there. That crept up. It must be time. Just give it that real fast.
Brother Johnson earlier was talking about the Sahara, east of Sahara, which is west of Egypt. This right here shows and proves that the Sumerians, or the people that people proclaim had writing or art before the ancient Egyptians. Ancient Egyptians themselves came out of the Sahara. The same area that we come from. We come from out of west of Africa. We come from Senegal, Gambia, Togo, Sierra Leone. Some of us come from Nigeria. Some of us come through the whole Sahel belt. From East Africa, from Sudan all the way through Mauritania. A lot of our ancestors came from a zone in Upper Egypt before going into West Africa called Kadophian. These groups of people went into West Africa and created the Niger-Kadophian languages that we know today as Niger-Congo. The Bantu, the Yoruba, the Ibu, the Akan, the Fulani. These are the people. And as you can see, the artwork starts right here. This is the Sicily cave art that they found in southern Algeria. They also found a pheasant cave art in southern Libya, which is right above Niger. And right here shows that brothers and sisters domesticating animals. Actually, you also have depictions of them in between giraffes that represents conquering the forces. In Mesopotamia, you see the man in between the two lions, which represents conquering the forces. So a lot of the people that you see in the Sahara are the ones who leave out of Africa, go into Mesopotamia, and intermingle with groups of people that was already there who left out of Africa the first time. The Dravidians that spoke Tamil, that formulated the Sumerian languages. But a lot of the artwork, a lot of the mathematics, a lot of the sciences is started in the Sahara first, and it creeps its way out into Mesopotamia. So without an African going anywhere, they don't have anything but the mud huts at their head.
Science. Definition of science. The use of evidence to construct testable explanations, right, and predictions of natural phenomenon, as well as the knowledge generated through this process, man. We are natural people, and our problems are natural. So why the hell you calling on the supernatural? You become superstitious. Ooh. Humna, 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 humna. Oh! So they got on our back. Y'all teaching that white man science, teaching about evolution. I said, but wait a minute. If you want to know about evolution, what do? Right here, it says, the book of knowing evolution. There's no Charles Darwin back then. Where's Charles Darwin at? He's not there. But if you want to know about evolution, you got to go to the book of knowing evolution, which is Capita. And everybody know, yo, we always rock that symbol, Capita. Transformation. Need to start to transform our character. The dung beetle. And for the record, while I'm a real black atheist, who is Capita? The what? Creator. Capita is what?
Creator.
So y'all missed it when I said I was a real black atheist. That means I don't get 3 flying beats about Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, and I do not walk around in fear. I follow the wisdom of my ancestors. That's why I'm a real black atheist. Atheos. Anti-theos. Theos is the Greek word used in the Bible. It's the governing system. So I'm anti the governing system that enslaved my ancestors. We have no moral obligation to those who have enslaved us.
Give them that work.
Wait a minute. We call this a primary. Just in case y'all ain't know. I can't read that though. What's this? The papyrus, right? Burma, Rhine plate. I can't read it though. But guess what? It's called intelligence. Where you at? Where you at? Ujau. Ujau. Yeah. That's how we do that. It's called teamwork. And that's how the African is become a minority.
Hosea. Now, when Unc posted the scarab beetle on Facebook and said that he's, that represents the real black atheist, everybody went nuts. Everybody started talking about the Kepler means the brain, the Kepler means doesn't have anything to do with evolution. Well, the scarab beetle, the word Kepler as a verb, it means to become. And it's different than the word winning or win, which means to exist. Just like in the English language, we have a to be verb, which is our English words is, am, and are. That means to exist. But the word Kepler describes the process of coming into being. And I don't know if you have the slide of the scarab beetle, the other one, that's pushing it down.
No. How they say it in Hebrew? They say, read. You understand? And they read their English.
Before I go into this, I'm sure all of you all are familiar with seeing the iconography on the temple walls in Kemet of you see a scarab beetle pushing the sun, as they say. That's what early Egyptologists say, is pushing the sun through the sky. But if you study the scarab beetle, the species of scarab beetles, they don't push the dung ball, they don't push it with the front legs. But on the iconography, it's in the front, it's at the head. But why is that? Because the word Kepler, as I said, it means as a verb to come into being. So the focus is not on pushing. Because if it was about pushing the sun, there would be no need for a solar boat, a night boat, and then the people that are pulling and tugging the boat when you see it elsewhere in the iconography. So the focus is on coming into being, bringing the dung ball into being and rolling it to impress the female scarabs to lay their eggs, and then the baby scarabs come out. So that's the focus, it's coming into being. So here, the text that he showed is the Bremner Rhine papyrus, and it's a cosmogonical text dealing with cosmology. And in order to understand anybody's worldview, it's best to study their stories of creation, or what we call a cosmogony, which means the study of generations, or how order comes into generation. So this book here is called the book of knowing the transformations of Ra and of overthrowing of Apep. And this is what this first opening line says here. Majat net rekeper keperu nu Ra seker Apep. And the way I'm pronouncing these words is what we call Egyptology speak. Later on, we're going to get the historical accuracy on how to revoice the language, because as you know, Seshmedu Necher, in the script, there's no vowels. So we're in the process of revoicing or revoweling the language by way of comparative linguistic analysis. So my pronunciations now is from Egyptology speak, classroom Egyptology speak. So we have Majet, which is book, Netrek, which is of knowing, not book of believing, but the book of knowing the transformations, Keperu, of Ra and overthrowing Apep. This is what this first line is saying.
That's right.
The next line, read, right? Jedmedu Nebercher Jedef Imket Keperef. This is Jedmedu is saying of words, or saying of words. Nebercher, the word Neb means possessor, owner, master. Is a preposition that means in regarding to or related to, and Jur is a word that means limit. So together this phrase is an idiom that means the possessor or the totality of everything, all that exists.
Wait, hold. Wait. Spot test! Spot test!
What line? Everybody know I can read that. What's the bottom line?
Spot test!
Okay, well, first, one thing my brother forgot to tell y'all was, and he just left it out. When we read this way, if we read the Meta Netta, we really starting over here. So where I see Anuk, which means I am, it's written right here. Pooh, they go to Pooh. That means that is. Keper, you see the square boot, Keper. And then we see M, and then we see Keperi, right? I see it. Yeah, Keperi. So basically, you see Keperi. And so they say, I am that changed into myself, something like that. I am that which transformed into myself. How would you translate that?
That's exactly right. I am this who came into being as the one who brings things into being. Keperi, the word Keperi is, like in English, is what we put on nouns as the IST. If you have a guitar, if you're a person who plays a guitar, you are a guitarist. If you are you deal with pianos, you are a pianist. So Kepera or Keperi deals with the creator, that which brings things into existence.
Hey, that's your everlasting life right there. You ain't even know. I'm a raw squad up. That's why we keep smashing. They have no method. They have no methodology. They grab different things from the internet, they put their own ideas on it, and they don't get tested. That's what we do. We test out shit. Guess what we got that from? The great elders. Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, Chancellor Williams, John Jackson, the Remand Lee. You know what I'm saying? They was the real scholars. Some kind of way they got lost, and I said, none of my damn watch. Now, I'm going to say it, don't get mad. So we had some teachers that came after them, and the environment probably was very, very tough with John Henry Clark and them around. I just started to be able to talk in front of the professor. Wouldn't even listen to me. Took me 10 years to say, I say something, I think, hold on. That's right. African, man, come on, man. And so we had Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Delbert Blair, Eileen Bayo, and I enjoyed them. And I'm going to say Malachi York, but I got to hit you with this, right? You know what I'm saying? I have to disavow him based off of, right, the charge against him. Because the charge against babies is charge against humanity. But I'm not going to sit up here and lie. The information that he brought helped me to move the process forward. But I have to disavow it. It is what it is. It's my yacht. It's the truth. And so those brothers was kind of teaching a metaphysical type of thing. They was going outside the physical. How in the hell do you measure outside the physical? You can't, but they played a prominent role, right? So that you would understand when you seen what you really was supposed to see. You got all your classes. It's the last line. You want to finish that last line real quick?
Real quick. What's saying here is, when I came into existence, existence itself came into existence. Or came into being. And the last line here is Keper Keperu, Neb Im Kep Keperi. All things came into existence after I came into existence. And in a nutshell, this text, it goes on and on and on and starts talking about what the brother Ngozi talked about with Shu and Tefna and so on and so forth. But in all, this is the knowledge or the science of how things came into existence. And it goes on to say that this creator came into the world as the things in and as the world. There's no separation between the creator and its creation. So therefore, creation and evolution is the exact same thing.
God damn. God damn. So we can't say that white man science no more. That's why they call me God killer, because I'm killing them gods. For your God to live, they God must die. Why? Because God is an idea and a concept. And as long as the idea and the concept still exists, while you're trying to push your ideas and concepts, that's going to be a damn problem. Here you go, African science. A way to save the African community. What you thought you was going to pray and shit was going to change? Oh, Jesus, man, they just killed one of mine. I need it, please help me. Ooh. Ain't even no damn J's in the language, man. How in the hell is Matthew, Mark, and Luke back in 2,000 years ago? What the hell is going on? Hey, Matthew! Hey, Mark! That English damn name.
Yeah.
The J don't come into being until the printing press is invented. At 1440 by Gutenberg, where he gets that first printed Bible, the Gutenberg Bible, that was passed on with the slave trade. Man, that's how it got around the world. God didn't put that shit around the world. They went with the slave ships. And they put you on a good ship, Jesus. That was enough for me. I said, shit, I ain't getting on that shit. Watch this, watch this. Modern science is modernized African spirituality.
Say it again, bro.
Modern science is modernized African spirituality. Human evolution is the study of African people and their origins. So when you say, I ain't dealing with no evolution, you turn your back on your ancestors. You turn your back on the nurtures and don't even know it because you don't understand your culture. The first 3 million years of human history, the Africans led the world in science and technology. UNESCO, source material. And we don't just give a source just to give a source neither. They have to be critiqued and looked at, peer reviewed. And all of us are our peers. And then you throw some white people in there. Because we got no Uncle Tom. I don't believe that shit. That's what white man said. Wow. Here you go, UNESCO, right? Even UNESCO knew it. They said, right? UNESCO launched, right, the elaboration of the general history of Africa with the view to remedy the general ignorance on African history. Why in the hell we still ignorant? This is in 1964. They were trying to remedy that shit. Y'all didn't read it. This is a damn free website, man. Man, yo, it say the challenge consisted of reconstructing African history, freeing it from racial prejudice and so I don't believe that though, you know what I'm saying? They just talking shit. But watch this. Racial prejudice ensuing from slave trade and colonization and promoting an African perspective. UNESCO therefore called upon then the utmost African and non-African experts. These experts represented 35 years of collaboration between more than 230 historians, other specialists, and was overseen by an international scientific community which was 2/3 African. What do you mean? We've been in the process of dealing with science, man. They just don't tell you. Here we go again, the Rhine mathematical papyrus. That's the primary. I can't read that though. So I just go to my brother.
Go ahead, huh?
Yeah. Notice the date on the Rhine mathematical papyrus. This particular one, this is only a section of it. It was recorded in 1650 BC, but in the papyrus, the copyist Ahmed says that he copied it from Amenemhet III's reign, which is 1850 BC. So to show you that The ancient,
They had
ancient
dates on stuff?
Definitely.
Where's the dates on the Bible? Open your books up and look for the damn date.
Got it.
2015. Look for a reference. Look for a source.
Hey, yo, you speak careful. The Hebrews could be watching, brother.
Adjustment Bureau.
That's right.
Yeah, correction. There you go.
Now this is the opening line of that papyrus you saw, papyrus that you saw. And it says, Tep Hesed Nihat Im Ket Rek Netet Nebet, which means the correct method of investigating nature and knowing all that exists. And I'm just going to read the English for the rest. All mysteries and all things secret. For that purpose, this scroll was copied. Like I said, the Ahmeds copied it. Now, there's some important words that are in here that needs to be explained, because this here, Tep Hesed, correct method of investigating. The word Het-Im, you can go to the next one.
You can't go long with it.
I'm not. Real quick. Tep Hesed, the word Tep Hesed means correct method. This is the scientific method. Whenever you say I got to figure something out, I got to develop a method in order to figure something out, this is Tep Hesed, which is the correct method. The word hat-im means to descend into, not literally to get in, to descend into, but it's similar to how we say today is that go in on it. You tell somebody to break something down, go in on it, go in on it. It's to descend into something, and it means to comprehend or to investigate. The word ket is all things. Keep going. Rek means to know, and that's what science is. The word science means to know. But science in itself is a set of tools and methods in order for us to know when something is truly known. This is what this word rek is representing. Netet Nebet, which is all things, dealing with nature, all the reality, the totality of what is, the world, nature, the universe, etc. And then Senket Nebet, which is mystery, obscurity. Keep going. Next one, last one. Shatat Nebet, which is all secrets, but secret in the sense of incomprehensible. You have something that's not perceptible, but then something that's incomprehensible. And so this method, Tep Hesed, was developed in order to discover and know. So here you have thanks to knowledge, which is Rek, of numbers, which is Reket. Human beings can learn to know and lift the veil of ignorance, which is Kem, from all of nature's secrets, Shatat. That's it.
Yeah, so now y'all see why we follow the scientific method. It's an African idea, man. It's called checkmate, huh?
Is that in the book?
Yeah, yep. You won't buy that book, don't you?
5 minutes, huh?
Right here, the General History of Africa. This is what they produce out their literature, an 8-volume set. Y'all can read them free online, man. Cut it out, man. If y'all want to catch up, if y'all I know you got the whole set. I got the whole set too. But they need the free version, man, real quick. I got a whole library of books, you feel me? Shit.
5 minutes, huh?
5 minutes? You know what's 5 minutes? You be rushing me, man, when I be up in the... You ain't gonna do it right now. But right here, this book is dealing with methodology. Read the book if you want to catch up to the team, man. It's methodology right here. The first book is free. Here you go. Yo, the preceding chapters. Remember I talked about that 3 minute history? The preceding chapters amplify and illustrate the leading role Africa played. But what's this say? This say the conclusion from nature and the raw to liberate humanity. That's the conclusion. Sometimes you just read the damn conclusion. You say, damn. So you finish right here. It says the role Africa played at the early stages in the story of mankind, right? Although they now stand on the periphery, right? That's the outskirts, right? Periphery of the technological developed world. Africa and Asia were in the forefront, right? Hold on, I'm gonna stop at Asia because you know we got Lord have out there saying, "Ah, Asia."
That's right,
Cut it out, bro. Ain't no Asia back there. Yo. Stop that shit.
Tear him up,
Stop that, man. So where we at? We right here. Africa. Okay, we're in the forefront, right, of progress for the first what? 1.5 million years of world history. From the time of Australopithecus and Pithecanthropus, right? As we... Hey, NG, what's that chart you put up here last night? It was a crazy chart. As we now know, Africa was the main setting, both for man's emergence as the solvent species. So now we see how you're solvent because you control your environment. How the the hell you gonna be solving walking around with the big hats on? I ain't gonna say I'm solving. Get your ass on the ground. Don't move. Don't move. Oh shit. I got my paperwork. The hell is that paperwork? It's called paperwork. When the white man couldn't beat you, the nigga made up paperwork. The niggas beat the hell out of him. Guess what they did? Hey, don't take this treaty. The hell's going on? I just beat the shop. You ever read that though? They the paper champions. They're like the Wizard of Oz. At the end of the day, the Wizard of Oz is about this goddamn big. We saw them.
Lord, never gonna get you, bro.
Hey, so stop. Hey, start checking everybody's websites. If they selling you some solvent, they try and get you. It's the technology that makes you solvent.
That's right. Teach.
He just told you the match. I had them arrows. He's like, oh shit, I don't use an eye. So we go on to say, right, man's emergence as the sovereign species of the planet and for the development of political society. But the preeminent role it played in prehistoric times was followed during a historical period of the past 2,000 years by the pattern of development marked by exploration, which reduces the entire continent to a mere tool, right, in the hands of others. Too damn busy playing to Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and Yahweh, the email address. Yahoo! Let me stop. Keep going. Capacity to adapt to the environment. Just dealing with evolution. I'm gonna keep it moving real quick. Right here, it was because he was favored, toolmaker, that man became sapiens intelligent. It was not because you prayed that made you intelligent. It was your toolmaker because you used your mind, man. They faked you out, man. Do the half of your prayers meditation, man. Focusing on what you gotta do, man. Y'all praying enough, man. Go inside yourself, man. That's what the strength is, man. Finish this up. So we got 3.3 million years tools. That's 3.3 million years too in Kenya, right? Look at that. Kenya. Look at that. Let me get this up. This is important. I'm gonna close this out, man. So we can live. Right there, y'all. Come on, man. See that right? That's $50, man. And you can belong to the Journal of Nature, man, for a year. You get all the publications, man. Man, guess how much I've been paying for that shit, man? $150, $200, man. Spending $200 just to make sure I ain't gonna let them beat. Man, y'all gonna get it for $50, man. Type in summer offer, man. Next, man, for $50, you gonna get a magazine every week. You feel me? Come on, man. I'm giving y'all the tools, man, because ain't no fun sitting at the top by yourself. Look at this. See that real quick? What's that? That's in the physics magazine. They're honoring your ancestors. Dealing with rubbing and scrubbing. Physics. They're giving you reverence and you're turning your back on your own ancestors. This is physics. White girl talking about she can't believe y'all still Christian, but I ain't gonna show it. All right, Nation, I ain't gonna get into that right now. I want to show you something that's important, and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. That's how we publishing based off your GDP, gross domestic product, meaning how many goods you can take to market, right? How much money you got to start publishing these scientific journals. So we're moving our way up right now, bro. All right, we're not gonna be left behind. Let me keep moving. Up, here you go. Watch this. What's that? Countries that have had human space flight, right? Agendas, dark blue. Y'all notice something? Huh? And we talk, we're gonna get back, man. We coming back. Huh? We coming back. We got them. Shut the hell up, man. You ain't coming back right now until you straighten up. Stop faking yourself, man, because it's called me out. Just tell the truth, you lost. You got 3 million years of beating them down to the very last compound. Before they even came, you was beating them down. So they got 2,000 years in, based off of nature. Read the book Destruction of Black Civilization, man. Nature doing the attack, the Sahara change through the desert. You know what I'm saying? You got Indo-Europeans coming in the atmosphere. You got a lot of stuff going on, man. All right? And you lost your technology, not your ability to pray. Finish it off. Here you go. Countries with extraterrestrial probe. There you go, them aliens. Come on, man. Anything that's outside of Earth, stop playing. But look at the map again. We don't even got probes, man. How Watch this. Science and technology is way too important to allow Europeans to be at the forefront of that. That means he at the forefront of whipping your ass. Here you go. Space launch capabilities. Oh man, they ain't no went to the moon. Shut up. They went, you just didn't go. Hey man, we went now mine. Shut up. Look, it's empty, man. Come on, man. They waiting on us to step up, man, to get our babies interested in science and technology, man. Countries with sounding rockets. What's a sounding rocket? It's a research rocket, man. Where they at, man? We stopped researching? Here you go, satellite operating countries, man. Come on, man. You need them satellites, bro. Countries with astronauts. We the original cosmologists. Shut up. Stop it, man. We know we come from stardust. We understand that program. But we talking about right now, 2015, man. They figure out all kind of ways to travel the goddamn cosmos, man. We sitting there saying, I'm this coming, this coming. Come on, man. It ain't coming with a big cane. So now Ethiopia has stepped it up, man. They starting to get telescopes now. Uh-oh, observatory. Uh-oh. That's one of them digital goddamn massive telescopes there. Ethiopia starting to lead the way. They coming, yo. Picture of it right there. Astronomy, impact of daily lives, man. Architecture, all this stuff you need astronomy to make sure it's right. We just keep moving. Agriculture, you didn't even know, yo. You need them type of things to understand agriculture. When to plant, when not to plant, yo. It's vital to your damn survival. You go again, man, climate research, man, because you know the planet always be trying to kill us. We live in a volatile place. Mother Nature don't play, man. Oh, stop, hey, the black people don't get down. Yeah, if you ain't got the right technology, your ass is grass. There you go again. Agri-astronomy. This is what I want to get you, though, because I got a lot of feedback on this, man. What is this? This article is about the scientific study of celestial objects. It says astronomy is the natural science, which is the study of celestial objects. Stars, galaxies, planets, moons, asteroids, comets, nebula, and all that, right? Watch this, yo. Here we go. Astrology, what's that? Astrology, right, consists of several pseudoscientific systems, divination based on, right, the premise that there's a relationship between, I don't want to keep reading it, but I'm looking at saying, come on, yo. Pseudoscientific. It looks like science, but it's really not. That's not what our ancestors did. Figure out what our ancestors did. Show you what our ancestors did. That's what our ancestors did. That's Matata play. That's 6,000 years ago. Instead of having a telescope, they had that to deal with the celestial bodies. That predates Egypt. We only deal with Egypt. Here you go, right here. Watch this, and I'm finished. This is my last slide. I'm done. Watch how serious these Nubians was. Look, astrological discoveries revealed that these prehistoric people, led livelihoods seemingly at a higher level of organization than their contemporaries who lived closer to the Nile Valley. The people of Nile Valley had above the ground and below ground stone constructions. They had technology, right? Villages designed with pre-planned arrangements and deep wells that held water throughout the damn year, man. I'm a raw squad, don't even study Egypt. We studied before Egypt. I'm a raw squad up, Black African power.
Alright, Brother KT the RCB, while Sara, Suten, Seti getting ready, come on up right quick. I'm going to give y'all a quick minute.
Yeah. Get ready, Sara.
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
What's up?
I'm going to be real quick. You know, we're talking about science and technology right now, and nothing is more profound than carpentry, you know, which is the science of being able to take that plant and that wood and make structures out of it, as well as the mass that we would see in Africa and all the other artworks. Well, there's a brother here in Atlanta who goes by the name of Jezza Ray. Come on up. And he wants to present something to Brother Sanetta in front of the family. How that look, y'all?
Peace, family. I'm presenting this as a blessing to the brother Sanetta because of the amazing things that he's doing. Being out here as our news network, pretty much. We don't have nothing else. I mean, we need our information presented to our family. And that's what the brother has been doing. It's always my blessing to pass this on to him. Like the brother KT said, my name is Jessa Hezre, African, Egyptian name. Something that I do is the carpentry, woodwork, art wall pieces. I build all types of things. I can build a house from the ground up. That's what I do. You can check me out. Personally, I have a company, 9 Mind Creations, which is a partner company from nupu.org. We're in the same business of spreading the information to our family. nupu.org is an online interactive African cultural reference encyclopedia. So the idea is all the information that all the good brothers put up, we want to have it all combined into one location. No more sifting through, no more ciphering. We got to go to the damn Library of Congress, get that information back, put it all together. That's the idea.
Wikipedia.
Exactly. Our own Wikipedia for ourselves.
Question, brother.
Yes, sir.
How long did it take for you to make this? Because I know you did it by hand. How long did it take?
It took 20 hours.
It's love right there. Give it up.
So I really appreciate what you do for our community all over the world, and it's blessed.
As much as we looked at East Africa, don't get stuck in Kemet. Let's start studying the entire continent. Our great teacher John Henry Clark told us we came from the South. 190,000 years, PP13A cave in South Africa, right?
Pinnacle point.
We got to start studying all Africa. Peace and black power.
Black power.
You ready yet, Seti? Hey, DJ, where you at, baby? DJ, where you at?
Yes, sir.
Come holler at me, man.
Yeah, play some DJ music. There you go.
Come holler at Mr. DJ. It's my man right here, DJ, man. Black African Power all day, man. Come holler at the people, bro.
DJ in the building.
I'll be up there in 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
1, 2.
All right, peace, family. How y'all doing? I'll be 2 minutes. I have a company called Herbal Results. We produce a product called olive leaf extract, which is the extract from the olive plant, grown by African people in Kemet, organically. The leaves are shipped in 20-foot containers to St. Thomas to another African who processes and manufactures the product himself. And he ships the product to me in the United States. This is one of the few fully owned black African companies that we control. The dollar recirculates within this company 10 times. And y'all know Dr. Claude Anderson talks about vertical integration, being able to control the entire line of distribution, every link in the chain. We're doing that. This is not what we're thinking about doing or what we're going to do. It's what we're doing. And we're healing our people from high blood pressure and diabetes in the process with a product that works. Okay? Now, as many of you know, our people get put on high blood pressure medication as a result of hypertension. Primarily because of the stress that we are under trying to deal with racism, white supremacy. And when you get put on high blood pressure medication, there's a product in every blood pressure medication called an ACE inhibitor. ACE inhibitor is what is actually shutting down our people's kidneys and putting them on dialysis for the purpose of profit. One dialysis treatment costs $3,500. One. And when you're on dialysis, you usually go 3 times a week. Do the math. So they're creating an environment that causes us hypertension, giving us the diabetes or blood pressure medication that causes our kidneys to fail, and putting us on what Dr. Scott Whitaker calls the nigger machine. And if you look in the black community, you will find dialysis clinics all over in our community. This is a product that is owned and controlled by African people that has the ability to reverse that, to get our people completely off of dialysis and heal many other ailments as well. So we're asking you within Us Lifting Us Economic Empowerment or Economic Development Cooperative to support not only black-owned business, but the putting together of an economic model beyond the system of capitalism That's what we've got to do, brothers and sisters. And Brothers Who Tech, we go back and forth talking about capitalism versus cooperatives, but maybe we need to have a discussion on that. African cooperative economic development is the new system that's going to replace this dominating exploitative system called capitalism. Baba James Smalls had an excellent conversation with Sanetta about capitalism a couple years ago. We need to have that conversation again, but more importantly, we need to create models by which we can own and control the means of production as a race family. Because it does us no good to produce 1,000 billionaires if they think the same way as the cracker. What difference does it make if the boot on your neck, if a white foot is in it or if a black foot is in it?
That's right.
Come on, brothers and sisters. I mean, we live in a city where Tyler Perry is almost worshipped as God.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
But at the end of the day, he's still exploiting his own people under this system. Yes, he can create a few jobs, but at the end of the day, he's giving you crumbs on the table, off the table. So we can do better, we have done better, and so the call for us to do better under a new economic paradigm called cooperative economics. Hotel.
Please, brother DJ.
Table, because I got this terrible.
Yeah, me and this brother was on the phone one night.
Shut down. I got it.
And I think we must have spoke for a good hour about economics. Now, y'all know me, y'all know that's my thing. If it ain't about the money, man, I don't really want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100 because we live in a world. See, we think this world is fueled by love and by hate and all of that. Nah, this world runs on money. You understand? And people want to say, oh yeah, that's the white man's money. Nah, it ain't the white man's money. That's the world's money. Every country got got currency. You understand? So I'm gonna do an interview with Sanetta tonight. I'm gonna get into all of this. You understand? Look for it on Sanetta TV. Alright? Capitalism, the cooperative economics, all of that. Talk about it. Alright?
That's how you come get them. Hey, the dynamic speaker, my main man, and it's a pleasure to be able to even do a lecture with the general.
Get him to stand up.
General, everybody stand up for the general, man. Stand up for that general, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Let that black power bring back the free. Black power. Black power.
Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Come on, ATL, let's go to work. Let's go to work. Yeah! Y'all know where it started at. 5 years ago, we was right here in this building. And so today we dealing with science and technology. And sometimes you have to go to the basic science. You see, before you could deal with, the higher science. We're dealing with space, we're dealing with numbers. Half of these niggas need to be able to deal with the science of family. Right. See, we jumping too far ahead. You see, we not even the first science that you need to know is the science of self and of your black woman. Okay? You see here, when Unc showed the cosmology and the spiritual scene between Shu, Newt, and G.A.V. And just like he said, spirituality and science is one and the same. You see? And I don't agree with everything that come out these goddamn magazines. No, I don't. Because you ain't had enough money. It says through trial and error and calculation. Crack ain't been here long enough to have a proper science. You see what I'm saying? So and we have to deal with the fact we understand what science is. It's the study of things, it's recording, it's looking at the negatives and the positives and making a decision in which direction you want to go. Some of these corners niggas got a science too. Go around that motherfucker around 8 o'clock. Cause you know. You know. It's a science to shit. Y'all don't go to that damn that gas station down there. They've been jacking niggas for a long. See, that's science. It's study and testing. Now, if you want to go down there and beat them 202 niggas that got jacked down there, that's on you. Okay? Study and test it. That's all that it means. And so when you're looking right here, you're looking at temples. We don't have to go into all of the formulas and whatnot because we dealing with the smaller things like the atom, nucleus and shit. Y'all not gonna be able to deal with that right now. You'll be able to deal with it, but not right now. We're just looking at the bigger shit. Let's just look at these temples. That's science and technology. Okay? And nowhere on the planet where you're gonna see megaliths. Okay? Niggas need to get away from that Mesopotamian shit. That shit old. It's old. Because the proof is in the goddamn pudding. Nigga, Mike Tyson knocking motherfuckers out left and right. You see what I'm saying? So if you that cold, get up there and knock Mike out. Okay? And so we talking about the megaliths, or we talking about Egypt, we talking about Sudan, we talking about Ethiopia, we talking about even Great Zimbabwe. And from Great Zimbabwe to Cairo is almost 7,000 miles. 7,000 miles. And so we not talking about one temple, we're talking about hundreds of temples. We're not just dealing with the ones on top of the ground, we're talking about the ones they carved down in the mountains. Okay? That's heavy science and technology that no other nation, continent, nowhere on the goddamn planet can put up the goddamn evidence. So if you Asiatic, what the fuck for? You keep trying to compare? Why? Put your shit up, but you know damn well I've been studying this shit for a long time. I go in here and pull up shit niggas didn't even believe I would have. We seen most of that shit in Mesopotamia. I got the older photos. They got a mud fucking mound. It didn't melt it down. First and foremost, they did not use granite in Mesopotamia. That's clear. Because they don't even have the resource. So the first thing you're going to do is look at the resources available. But the motherfuckers out of Mesopotamia say they built the pyramid. But you got to practice on some granite to get to master granite. But when you look at the resources of Mesopotamia, granite is not one of their resources. None of the hard rocks. They built that shit in mud. That's why it melted down. And so we got Saddam Hussein. Yes, Saddam Hussein built a lot of that shit up in Iraq. Put the bricks around it, all pretty for niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? They worked on that shit, even that shit down there. And I'm gonna get right on it, because it's bullshit. You looking out there? See where it said cannot be found? That's because y'all shook my damn terabyte.
Try to fix that, bro. Try to fix that. We want to see it.
All right. What I'm gonna do.
Put that on the floor so nobody will shake it. Put your terabyte thing on the floor.
And then somebody gonna come by and kick it. That ain't gonna happen right there. All my work on that. All right, let me try it again. Please, bro. Work with me.
Black power. Black power.
It's gonna kick back in. And so let me keep moving. You know, it'll come up. I don't have to go.
While you're down here, let it get it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it come up again. I'm looking at, let's deal with the pyramid. Niggas say they built the pyramid. Ain't got one where they come from. Everybody got to come to Africa and build a pyramid. When you look at the evolution of the pyramid, you see it start with the mastodon. That's a single story tomb. And up until the 3rd dynasty, under the Pharaoh Zosia, which one I want over? See, I got a file on all you niggas. I want y'all to see. Where is it plugged in? I don't even see it no more. Turn it off. See that? I got a file on all you niggas. So anytime you want to talk some shit, and if you want to talk something right now, I got a file on your ass. To show you that you're lying. I'm gonna bring this one up. Boom. Hey, brother, I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. Come on, man. Y'all shouldn't have messed it up the first damn time. Let me take my time, family. It's gonna be well worth it.
Yo, what's that on tap? You got it on what? PowerPoint or?
Keynote.
Is there a way you can switch it to yours? Computer? Yeah. How long will it take?
Close. I believe it's possible just looking at the ruin. Egypt is magnificent beyond any nation on the planet. I understand that the South is more ancient, but you got to go straight to that power of Kemet. You understand? Because the people are attracted to Kemet more than any culture on the planet Earth. And then you lead them back down south. If you start with the little stones, the people gonna get like, oh shit, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna sit in here too much longer. I'm just being real with you. Let me come out of this. No, I ain't. I have to say that. Over 400 public lectures in the last 8 years for niggas that want to talk. Make it 401, starting today. Visit over 35 cities, and I done produced over 100 lectures. Right? That's just 30. That's a science. That's a damn science to be able to do this.
Give it up.
And y'all, and when you talking about this computer like this, doing these lectures on a computer, huh? That's right. That's right. Ebonics is a beautiful language. That's what it is. We always got a dot the I and cross the goddamn T. Okay? And so, bringing these lectures like this on the computer, now is into it. Now you're more advanced and getting more advanced and more advanced. Just like the brother say, this computer is all powerful, depending on what you do with it. Okay? It's a weapon. Okay? And I've been using it, dropping bombs on peckerwoods now for 10 years. Okay? It's a science to this shit. Nigga, I done had this library now, I mean, damn near 30 years. And niggas won't tell me about the books. Nigga, I walk with the niggas that wrote it. Okay, you see me with my master right there, Dr. Ben. Okay, that's the Grand Master right there. If it wasn't for Dr. Ben, it wouldn't be a nigga in nowhere talking about Egypt. We talk about the aunts, we talk about the 42 negative confessions, even the reading of these papyruses. It was Dr. Ben that brought the reading of these papyruses on an escalated level. When no niggas dealing, I mean, goddamn, I was right there when this shit started. Niggas was still talking about Assalamu alaikum. Because I was there when I was dealing with the early culture. It was the black Muslims. I was dealing with them too. Okay, so I seen it right there and so niggas wasn't on this. And then when they seen that Egypt was co-opting their ass, moving their ass, then you start seeing Kemetic Hebrews, Kemetic Muslims, Kemetic Christians. See, when your train moving slow, you get a lot of goddamn vagabonds on it. You see what I'm saying? You got to move right there. You see the black woman. I'm talking about science and technology. Because that sister got nothing but science and technology on her walls. And right there, I promoted these masters. Been promoting them all my life. So I always had, was inside the bookstores getting that information. I mean, my uncle, Pianki Menkepera, walked with Dr. Ben, went to Kemet 9 times, twice to Sudan, once to Ethiopia. Shit, he was going back there in the early 80s. He was giving me these stolen legacy, destruction of black civilization, even them old crackers, Massey and church word and all that. And yes, they got a little bit of science, but I didn't outgrew them. Because once you start to go see for yourself, you gonna see you don't need none of them peckerwoods to see the truth in Africa. I don't need no peckerwood. I go in Dr. Ben's books, I go into the master teacher, and if they reference the peckerwood, that's cool. I wouldn't dare hire peckerwood. That's right. That's right. You got over 2 billion Africans on the planet. And I'm going to try to hire all 2 goddamn billion before I ever hire a goddamn peckerwood. Hell, I'm going to hire a peckerwood that been raped and lynched, and I don't give a fuck what he look like today. That's his great-great-grandfather. Standing out there 10,000 strong, clapping, got their babies, got their goddamn everybody out there like it's a damn sporting event. So I'm not hiring there. I hope to arm and rob. That when we get the chance to take it to these peckerwoods, that we annihilate every goddamn white man, white woman, and white child on the planet. I believe it. I love that concept. Okay, these maps. Okay, who took you to the maps? I couldn't even open up my mouth, shit, because once I start opening up some of these lectures, they so big that the damn computer started running slow. Okay? True Bookstore, 3 years, always was on the map. Always showing a lot of the shit is taking place right now. And General lay it out on the damn map. Because it's all about, if you're good at geography, you can see a lot of this shit before it even, you get to the recital of information and shit. Look at the map. Look at the goddamn map. And when you see them power centers on that map, the Suez Canal, the Straits of Gibraltar, all these oceans, you're not going to have no gas, global African supremacy, until you're ready to take over these goddamn oceans, these seas, and I know it's far-fetched. But we keep talking this black power shit. And we think about when our people was in power. We're talking about trade, exports and imports, and you cannot do that without that maritime dominance. Okay? And so our people, and you read the Bible, them motherfuckers, they landlocked. If you look at our deities, they own arks and ships. When you go into the Holy of Holies, the deities got arks in the Holy of Holies, where they sail down from the south into Egypt. Okay, so our people is a people of the water. The hell the Hebrews got anything to do with Egypt? And these motherfuckers landlocked on the backs of camels. They didn't even know what the hell a ship was. I don't even know. The only ship I heard of in the Bible was Noah's Ark. One goddamn boat. So you mean the first time you did it, you built a big goddamn boat the first time? You didn't make a little boat and then go up to the big boat? All right.
Hey, go in, Seti.
All right. Right there, True Bookstore, that's what I started at. That's when me and Sarnetta hooked up. Because I had got on them funky ass Moors. I said it.
That's right. Oh,
I said it. Woo! Black mean death. Long as that shit stay in the book, your ass is open target for me.
go ahead.
Black means death. So as long as that stay in there, I'm going to be on your goddamn head. And I know we got some Hebrews out there that's African-centered, but the books say what it say. The books say what the fuck it say. It don't change that. All right. Brought the master teacher to Detroit. You see what I'm saying? Ashraf Kwesi been doing it 37 years. Master teacher. Him and the queen, Mary Rock. Him and the empress, goddess, Mary Rock Kwesi. That's science. It takes a science to do that. You're getting better and better and better and better at it till you're so proficient that you can stand next to any man. And you can see who got the greater technology. Come on, this shit ain't hard. Okay, that's at 90s. I don't have to go through all that. the master teachers. You talking about science? If you're not starting with them 5 brothers. And it's some more to go along with that. But them right there, man, listen here. We just don't know. They're going to come many hundreds of years later. Man, this is the greatest age of scholarship since Great Timbuktu. The greatest age of scholarship. It might even be greater. Okay, and we don't look at that. And everybody always talking about, you know, this religion. I tell you what, you take the best scholars of the Hebrew faith. Take the best scholars of any goddamn branch of the so-called conscious community and put them on that 5. Nigga, that's right there. That's the dream team right there.
Go ahead.
That's the dream team right there. Y'all niggas ain't got one scholar. They only talking about one nigga. Rabbi Ulu. And all these other niggas. Don't nobody know them. And so I have to acknowledge that I was raised in the craft. Not only was I raised, I was educated in the craft in Pyongyang. And when I was young, I was dreaming to be a part of the craft. Because when I saw these brothers, they were so energetic, and that knowledge from Egypt was so powerful. I dreamed when I was young. I said, damn, one day I want to be in the craft. You know what I'm saying? That's what our babies need. That's what they need. We can't keep making excuses for this goddamn religion shit. We cannot, because it's so devastating to us economically.
You're right.
I mean, they done already devastated us, really.
That's right.
The cracker used that shit to devastate our community. You go anywhere where that church at, go behind that goddamn church, you're going to see vacant lots. The people that have been putting the money in the plate, then died, murdered, gone, moved out, lost their home.
Yes.
The goddamn church then took in billions of goddamn dollars over 40-some years, ain't got one national industry. Shame on you motherfuckers. Woo! Not one national industry. Taking $40 billion, I don't give a fuck what you believe in. God done created the universe. But he need for us to give him a couple dollars. Goddamn, and the crazy shit about it, they just created the damn dollar. I mean, the mechanism of a dollar. So what the hell was he doing before the dollar was in there? Seeing me standing in the Nessium suit with my left foot forward, trampling down evil. I got raised in 2005. This is my 10-year anniversary at Seti. Okay? And you get an A on it? Nigga, you done spent damn near every minute you awake studying and getting that shit. So when you think of something so profound and so perfect like that, you got to first think of time. Okay, time. And there I went to Ethiopia. Standing there in the bloodline of kings. And you're going to see that the master teacher, I got mouth to ear, I got direct teachings from Dr. Ben and I don't want no motherfucker think I sat in no goddamn lecture. Or none. That Dr. Ben came to Detroit on it. And you see I still got, that was the same year I was raised. So as soon as I got home, I had to check with the master. Okay? So I don't want no motherfucker stepping to me. Because I got my yay and nay from the Grand Master. All right? All the cities I've been to, all the way from Cairo, Giza. In Giza's where the 3 pyramids, Khufu, Khafra, Menkaure, Saqqara, where the great Grand Vizier Imhotep, the first Grand Master of the craft, because you ain't gonna have no masonry without stone. Motherfucker talking about Solomon. Talking about Solomon. You show me anything that Solomon built older in stone than Imhotep. You can't do that. And niggas still a part of that bullshit. Abydos, okay, ancient site, burial site for Osar, where you see the temple built by my spiritual father Seti the first. You see Dendera, Heru. You see Luxor, where you got the Grand Lodge. You got Thebes on West Thebes. That's the other side. That's the burial ground. So you see a lot of Valley of the Kings in West Thebes. Esna, I didn't get to Esna. Etfu, that's sacred to Heru. Okay? Kamambo, you got a temple there that's sacred to two deities. Sobek, I forget the other deity. Somebody fill it in for me. That's all right. You don't know. Philae, which is, when you get into Kamambo, you're really getting deep down into Nubia. Philae, where you see the temple of Aset. You see the temple of Aset, and then you got another cup. You got the temple of Mendeluise and Philae, and then you go down to Abu Simbel. Okay, I've been to all of them 3 times. With a master teacher, and had 16 years prior to me going under Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, and my uncle. Okay, he went into the Sudan. I didn't go. This is all science and technology. Believe that, because when we go there, you know the Grand Master got us on answering questions. We looking for shit, and I'm saying it like that. So we not over there no looky-loos. Okay, we over there trying to get the real information. And let me be real. A lot of people think that the craft and that our brothers over, we still got to go back home. Them brothers over there ain't reading the metal letter like we read it today, but they know exactly what it is. And they speaking in Nubian. And see, that's our ignorance. We got to know, we got to expand. That don't mean we ain't doing a good work. But when them brothers go over there, they know exactly what it is. They ain't speaking the same language we speaking though. They're not. So we got to go home and deal with some brothers and sisters that's in them temples every day. They don't even live with the Arabs. They stay on the other side of the river because they don't want to live with them nasty ass Arabs. And when you go on the other side of the river, they got all types of stores you wouldn't even believe. Far better. Far better than anything because they the one that really making it. The Nubians. All the way down to Shashamani, for Maras. You see what I'm saying? Been to Shashamani, built with the brothers down there. They gangster too. Don't get it twisted. I'm going to show y'all. They gangster. They bout it. They just like any, if you go to any city in America, going to Shashamani, no damn different. Them brothers is wearing the same thing, got phones with rats in it. Even slanging the Indonesians. As soon as you come out, bro, they looking at me like, oh, they know what I need. Flat out. I got to be real. It's a science.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Y'all see all the niggas. I'm making the goddamn connect. We making the goddamn connect. If you let any every fucking thing be a blockage to what you doing, goddamn it, sometimes when you go deal with nations, the king might sit down and blow one. And you gonna blow it too, nigga. But you ain't getting shit up out of this king, because he gonna take it as a form of disrespect. Go in there and don't eat nothing. You know what I'm saying? The woman gonna think of food next.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So you have to respect certain customs. Been down to Omeka land. You see? Went to I went to Mexico after I went to Egypt. And I'm gonna tell you, it's so profound because you don't know that third eye is gonna open up and you're gonna see deities. You're going to see Egypt in Mexico. You're not going to need no books. You're going to see it for yourself. And you're going to be like, I'll be damned. I can do this. I can go to Egypt and study Egypt and go around the world and see our African deities without somebody else explaining it to me. That's what's so powerful. That's why y'all got to go see it for yourself. So y'all can start checking these niggas. Straight up. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. The Grand Master, that's the magazine, Akibalani. My uncle and them put that out. Straight out of Detroit.
See what I'm saying? That was the first Nile Valley magazine in this country. Okay, they put the first edition out in '89. It ran for about 4 or 5 years, and then, you know, that was the time and space for that. And so Dr. Ben did 50 years. He did 30 years tours, but he did 50 years of studying in Egypt in '89. 50. You know what? Who else came out in '89? X-Clan. X-Clan came out after Dr. Ben did 50 years in the Nile, that same year. And that was a powerful year for our people in '89. Shit, it was a lot of hot black power groups out with a hit. I think A Nation of Millions came out in '89. Shit, it was a lot of BDP. We was moving the crowd. We had young brothers and sisters wearing African medallions. And that's another thing that I get on. Because back then it was a trend to wear the African medallion, even though a lot of these niggas was Muslims and shit. Now they want to attack Africa. But if you catch their ass back in '89, '90, you can go right on the brand Nubians. They was fine, but they got that African medallion right there. Why you ain't got on no Asia, black man? You ever seen a nigga take the continent of Asia and put it on the chain? All right then. See, I know how to body on these niggas. Because it's real talk. This the Grandmaster. This is in '81. Huh? This is in '81. The brothers already taking brothers back, reciting a prayer of canoeing. This is in '81. Who the hell knew about canoeing? I didn't know. You know, who the hell knew about canoeing in '81? And there my uncle is right there. For anybody, so I mean, I'm the 3rd generation craft member. Okay? And so don't think I'm gonna be behind the scenes. Soon as I get ready to go get y'all ass, I'll be with the elders. Where can I get his ass? What you think? What you think about that right there? I always see them, baby. No, see that. I got a whole lot. I call Asher, I call my uncle. You see what I'm saying? When Doc was there, man, the shit that I used to ask Dr. Ben about, some of the shit we talking about, Dr. Ben would just laugh. Don't even ask. They just, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real? Is this what niggas is on? And so, when you look at the black man of the Nile and his family, I'm going to keep moving, you see the nettle room. What book, what publication have you seen that promoted the African spirituality of the Nile? Like, that's the coldest book right there, brother. That book got over 800 references. There is no book out there, and Dr. Ben quoted that. You can go look at the one with Gil references in it. 800. And what we do is we go in there, and I see niggas calling out the white boy, oh, Gerald Massey. Even the cracker that made that Zygote shit. Y'all let the motherfucker go in our elders' books. Get the goddamn references out. Put the goddamn thing, the fake ass video together, and everybody talking about the white boy. You see, the science of stealing. The technology of stealing is a cold motherfucker, especially when it go unchecked. And so that's the year, you know, after going back to Kemet, and we still on technology. Because if y'all can't get this basic information, y'all not ready. You see what I'm saying? And we're talking about applied science. Well, fireman, good. We're talking about applied science and not philosophical science. Okay? That's a difference. Applied science and not philosophical science. Not just putting the information that the cracker put up there, whether the shit right or goddamn wrong. If you can do the shit, do it. Cut the goddamn white boy off. Cut his ass all the way off. That's what it's about. It's about smothering your enemy. The fuck you know it. You ain't got enough time on the plane. What African did you steal that from, cracker? A nigga showed that cracker where King Tut's tomb was. A nigga Arab, half-breed nigga, showed that white boy, and he got the credit for discovering the tomb. Okay, just like them crackers go on the wall. and they claim to read the shit. And I'm gonna hit on this. Got a brother or a sister right there telling him everything, and he write the shit down and never give the African credit. And if you don't know the original information that the African gave him, you don't know what he done changed. To keep it, from the whole truth coming out. Okay? Ending on this so we can expand into this metal netta. So we can expand into the language. It's on a European language. Who the fuck could look on the wall and say this is a B, this is a C, this is a D? Ain't shit on the wall told you that. You told yourself that's a goddamn B. Because you want to speak it. I'm not knocking it because it's a fouling language. Okay? But I just want you to be real. The only way you can prove it is to get it from a live Egyptian. You never heard an Egyptian or ancient Egypt. And even if you go into branches of African language, it's only a branch of it. It's not the whole language. A lot of these languages have been mixed with Arabic, Christian, European languages. So we cannot take this shit face value like we don't need to get work it, use it. But it should never, our ancestors would turn over in their goddamn grave if they knew a white man language was on the metal netta. Because you see the empty cartouches when them crackers came in and they under the Ptolemy Air Force was one of them, where you go on there and they left the cartouches blank. The high school, they left them blank because they did not respect them. They had come and defiled our sacred land. I say that not to, because it have to be said. I said it a long time ago. Ain't no French faggot. What's his name? Champollion. I'm gonna end with this. French faggot. Ain't he, motherfucker had put it out before he went to Egypt one motherfucking time. And it was after he put the goddamn. You gonna let a motherfucker put out a dictionary on ancient Egyptian language and the motherfucker ain't even been? That's technology. This is a faggot. I'm gonna end with this. This is a faggot. But how the hell he gonna be in here talking about the goddess? He ain't got the capacity to explain it like we explain. These brothers probably gonna give more veneration to the black woman. They're gonna dumb it down as much as possible. That's why all that dumb shit in there, talking about some motherfuckers laid with each other and shit, and all of that, that's that white shit that they using on our ass. Because he done put all them traps in there and potholes so that these motherfuckers can go in there and use it. Lastly but not least, I always do that. I'll be like 15 minutes, 15 times. I done lost my goddamn thought. Wait a minute. Oh, Wallace Budge. Wallace Budge. Now, Wallace Budge is the one that translated from the French into the English. And if you go right there in that Osirian drama, 2 volumes, in his introduction, he tell you who fronted him the mouth. The Rothschilds. The Rothschilds gave him that money to put that bullshit together. All right? So I want y'all to understand it. Take it back a little further now. Use what you gotta use right now. Use what you gotta use. But take the white man totally out of your reality. You put this shit up, he did not exist. He did not exist. And we gave them crackers a job once before.
Don't give him no more.
And we ain't got shit now. We took it off. We told the motherfucker, go clean that cattle shit up over there. And you know how it be in the street. I mean, you know how it be in the street when you got the little nigga doing all the running for you. You know what I'm saying? Give him a couple dollars, nigga do everything. And you never think that nigga gonna rise up on you. But you get comfortable. comfortable because you think he's satisfied with the shit. But all the time while you sleep and you leaving out the house, the nigga in your drawers, sneaking shit out, know where all your traps at, and you wonder when the nigga leave, you fire the nigga, you get your shit broke in. And they know exactly where the fuck to go. Some of them niggas don't knock over nothing. Go straight to your shit, take your shit, and leave. You better learn the lesson. I love you, ATL. It's always a pleasure to come out. I'll see you soon. Black power! Black power! Black power! I love you, ATL.
Yeah, let's give it up for the general. Come on, get Professor Stuck, let him set it up. Professor James Smalls is going to take us home, family. Now, one more thing. When Professor James Smalls finished, if you would like to take this historical picture with us, do not leave. Because we all going to get up on the stage, some going to be down here, and we're going to take a powerful picture and send it out to the universe. How many of y'all down with that? That's what I'm talking about right there. Cool. All right? Okay. All right. I know. So, without further ado, you ready, Mama? Without further ado, I'm going to need y'all to stand up again.
Stand up to the mat.
Put your hands together. 70 years. 70 years. We talk about Malcolm and some of those brothers. He walked with them as a peer and a teacher. Baba, Professor James Smalls.
No, we always say Hotep, and we know it means peace, kinda. But we know the symbol is a tray full of food, and all kinds of goodies is on that tray. And there's a hand that's handing this tray full of goodies. And so it means peace, but it also means the essence of me I give unto you. And when you return that, you say, the essence of me, I also give unto you. That's a little deeper than peace. So, Hotep. I'm going to go through some slides, not going to do a bunch of narration. Our time is short. You've had some heavy stuff. You need to ingest it, because what was given you today to let you know that we have done it before, we can do it again.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? And what I'm going to show is what were the results of all of that science. What are some of the things that we did? Well, we're going to look at Kemet. This, you know, we never think of Africa in terms of this mountain and the snow and the fact that there's ski lodges up there. And folks in Africa go skiing and hanging out like other people do. But this is Kilimanjaro. Go to the next slide. We're going to move quick. And this is Ranzuri. Both of these mountains are the mountains of the moon, and both of these mountains, the melting water helped create what we know as the Great Nile River. Go to the next one. And this is coming out of Uganda when it comes down from that mountain. Go to the next one. And this is the Itzvet Falls in Ethiopia that create the Blue Nile that comes out of Africa to help create that Nile River. Keep going. And so Dr. Clark, or Dr. Woodson told us if a race has no history, if it has no worthwhile tradition, it becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated. And we are right there, right now, because of our ignorance of our own past. Go to the next one. Dr. Clark said, history is the clock that people use to tell their time of day. It is the compass they use to find themselves on the map of human geography. It tells them where they are and what they are, or where they are and what they are. We are caught up in a situation where we don't know who the hell we are. And it's weird. I've been hanging out with you young folks for a few years now. I was even kind of hanging out with you when you didn't know I was hanging out because you didn't know who I was, you know? And even the community that called themselves the conscious community is hesitant about learning basic history. I don't get it. Your history gives you your pedigree. If you don't know your history, how do you know your pedigree? Meaning your identity. How are you going to decide what it is you want to save if you don't know what's worth saving? Because you don't know who you are. At the most basic level, if you're going to get back to the science and technology of the ancestors, and Seti was going there, then sometimes you'd be heading somewhere, you know, and you change your path. Because you were going there. I love him. I've known him longer than he know I've known him. And when I saw you for the first time in New York as an adult, because I knew you back in the day, you know, and he was a youngster, and everybody told me, this brother Seti, this bad dude. Matter of fact, his first brother Reggie said, don't you know this brother Seti? I said, no. He said, yeah, you know his uncle. So you need to call him and talk to him. You remember, I didn't call you, I called the boss. I called Ashley. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, okay. So, but I love all the beautiful young teachers because this is your time.
That's right. That's right.
You got children either here, and congratulations on your twin brother. You know, I just learned today you have twins, right?
I do.
They just got here. Congratulations. And I also have twin, and we found out yesterday. But Aunt's got twin, and what's that brother from?
I got twins.
You got twins too? Damn, this is the twin weekend.
I got 2 sets.
Go on, brother. There's another brother. So twin.
That's Iggy.
Listen. Yes, sir. Magi's got twins. So this has been a twin weekend, brothers getting together. You know? And in Africa, twins is a very deep and serious and sacred thing. But I'm going to make my piece short. I just want to show you what we did with the technology before the white man had any ologies. Just flip through, just keep moving, and I'll tell you when to stop, right? Oh, this is me back in the day when I was young and strong, and I'm with this in Egypt in '83. You know? So the ancient Egyptians were black, we know that, and I wanted to show that. And this piece, we know, the painting from the tomb of Ramses III shows that the Egyptians, this is from a book of Check Out the Deal. The Egyptians perceived themselves as black and represented themselves as such without any possible confusion with the Indo-European or the Semites. This is a representation of the races in minute detail, which guarantees the realism of colors throughout the entire history. The Egyptians never dreamed of representing themselves by types B or type D. You know, check out that was, and this one I wanted because when we talk about science and technology, to carve this, just to carve the proportions, but just to create a sculpture out of granite like this that lasts to this day, that's technology. That's science. Go ahead, brother. Of course, that's also the symbol of our great mother. But let's not get confused. There was no woman walking around here named Aset. Okay? Aset is the concept about all women, all femininity. Okay? So we go, and the family, you started out with the family, and I thought you were going to go somewhere, but you let something pull you off of that. I felt it. I know when the machine, and that will mess you up when the machine isn't working. But the family was our earliest symbol of divinity. Because everybody in here came into this world via the vagina and the womb of a woman.
That's right.
Ain't nobody in here that got here any other way. So the only thing you know that could create a human being is a male and female human being. We saw that and understood that, so we made that symbol, mother, father, child. If you can understand how that functioned, everything in nature functioned by that same set of principles. But go first, let's go and look at what we did. I just want to show we were really black. This is Queen Time when she's a young girl with her locks and her beautiful self. The next one, brother. This is our sister as she is an elder. This is her daughter-in-law, which the white man liked to cast her as this white woman when he created that false statue in Germany in the museum, which is a counterfeit. But this is the one that she had carved of herself that's on the wall in Africa. This is Nefertiti. The African Nefertiti as she saw herself. Go to the next one. And of course, this is our young brother, Tahaka, as he saw himself. Look like any brother off of the block. Matter of fact, he looks like Seti a little bit. Go to the next one. Senator said, I just want to, we were black. Let's just make that clear. Just put it in your mind so it works your spirit as you go home tonight. Go to the next one. Look how black we were in our Kemet. Go to the next one. We black. Go to the next one. And then I just threw this in there because I was thinking about you. Go to the next one. And not only were we black, see, we were brown then. We were brown before we met the white man. We were, remember, all browns are a shade of black. Okay, go to the next one. I threw this up there because we like to talk about these crackers who occupy our land today like they occupy our land in ancient times. Well, the Persians in ancient times wasn't crackers, they were black folks. Okay, and this is they left themselves on the temple. Go to the next one. So we go back to 70,000 years ago, and this is the Blombos Caves in Western Cape in South Africa, has some of the oldest cave arts, and we already out here painting ourselves hunting. But check this out. I put this up because we got the bow already. Okay, we got the bow already 70,000 years ago. Here we are in Namibia. This is about 30,000 years, and we got the bow already. Go ahead, go to the next one. And this is Chad, West Africa, 10,000 BC. And we out here obviously have domesticated animals because we're not hunting here, we out here with the animals. Go to the next one. Another scene of us out hunting and or domesticated. This is nice cave, 8,000 BC. Go to the next one. So we start getting into what we were talking about. I don't have to even explain this. All I got to do is show this. Forget about Pythagorean. Just show the damn triangle. Because Pythagoras wouldn't be born for another 2,000 years. And so people know a little bit about the tetragrammaton, but my head's hurting. I'm not going to even get into no religion and none of this. But if you study anything, if you study Hebrews, you'll find that the whole concept is based on this angle, and that degree describe the whole body of knowledge that is called their theology. And I'm not going to even go there any further because that'll get like, we don't want to go headache deep like that. I just wanted to show you that. But this is our mathematics documents. And then I just want to make a statement. We'll take one cracker. I don't like to quote crackers either, but I'll take this one cracker, right? This cracker name is Plato. And he is a philosopher or whatever they call him. And he writes the piece. They never quote his real book. They always quote the Republic. When we go to college, they give you the Republic, and they tell you the Republic is Plato's work, but it's actually written by Aristotle. Well, there's a work of Plato's called Phaedrus, P-H-E-D-R-U-S, the Phaedrus. But they never give you that in the classroom. Why? Because in the Phaedrus, Plato says, the Ethiopian, which is simply their word for burnt face, black face, gave the world all of its sciences. And then he begins to name them. Medicine, arithmetic, geometry, drugs, and he goes on. And then he says the greatest science, this is their boy now, this is Plato, the greatest science that the Africans gave to the world, except they used the word Ethiopia, is the science of writing itself. So if the crackers' greatest man has been saying this stuff before any of the crackers who are trying to quote the stuff was born, why are we having a discussion? But, you know, go to the next one. This is that writing. Now this is pre-dynastic writing. This is not out of Nubia. Go to the next one. We have this. And this, and Marketing, this fantastic Christian cross, thousands of years before Christianity, begs the question, who's playing games with who? But we don't want to go to that. The brothers already covered all of that. What I wanted, why this one is up there, this language system is put together by the priest class. And priests in our tradition were not preachers, by the way. They were the scholars and the scientists and the metaphysicians and medical people of that day. And we have many branches. But this is a language that's put together by the learned, the lettered, and the literate for those who didn't have time to get learned, lettered, and literate. So if you raising goats and a pastor, you ain't got time to go to schools, but you need to understand what's up. So I had to write a language that was reflective of the ecology, of the ecological symbols, that when you look at it, you could understand what I meant. You understand what I'm saying? And so this was a language written for the masses who didn't have a chance to go to our set or to the university and study and learn as the priest class did. But they needed to know all of the things that needed to be known in society. And so we created a language for the masses by using the symbols out of nature to reflect the meaning, concepts, and ideas we wanted to convey. Go to the next one. This is the language that the learned class read, the cursive forms, because they understood the symbolisms that they were representative. But all of these cursive symbols represent those same pictorial symbols you saw in the last one. Go to the next one. The same thing with this one. Go to the next. Now this is up here because we're talking about technology. Imagine the technology of chemistry that you need in order to produce the paints that produce these colors and pigments that will last for 10,000 years as this has done. You don't talk about technology or science. There's chemistry that's baffling the mind of the world till this moment. This thing isn't even faded in some places. Am I right, Seti? For those who've been there, somebody was just up here last week or so. Go to the next one. The step pyramid. Fantastic concept. But to show you the evolution of science and technology is the only reason I put this up. Go to the next one. Imagine this wall now. One would look at this. My father was a brick mason. He built houses with his hands and taught us how to build houses. We built 30 houses together with our dad before he died of cancer. We built this here thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, and it's still there. And guess what? There ain't no mortar between the bricks, the stones. But look at the intricate design. This is technology. You don't do this unless you draw the plans out first. And everything has to be done to mathematical scale. And you have to measure the weight-bearing walls and the weight-bearing angles for the corners to not buckle or bend. Science and technology at the highest level. They can't even duplicate it today. Go to the next one. This is the pyramid they call the bent pyramid at Dashur, saying this was the next step, and they don't really know that it's the next step, but they made a good guess. This is the next step after the step pyramids. Go to the next one. And this is another pyramid at Dashur, but they call the first perfect pyramid, the red pyramid. And they're not sure that this is the first either, because we know there are other pyramids that's fallen down and fallen apart. That was done in between these. But this is still there for you to see. So go to the next. And of course, this is the grand one we talk about most at Giza. What's good about this, when you do the measurement, you can come and reach pi. It's only off, the degree to which it's off from pi is not as great as the degree to which the measurement on pi is off today by the highest technical instruments. So we managed to do this, and it still boggles their mind. Go to the next one. You don't build this without science and technology. This is 3,100 BC, 5,000 BC to 3,100 BC in Abydos. Pillared temples. There isn't even a hut in Greece yet. Okay? They don't have a hut yet. But this is what our ancestors built. Do you know the technology and the science that goes in to determine how much stone must be on the foundation in order for these pillars to be able to bear the weight of the ceiling and the walls of this temple? That's science and technology right there. That's not only geometry, that's trigonometry, and that's algebra. Go to the next one. We just decide, okay, we want to get cute. We just call the temple out of the bound. You know? This is our great empress, as the brother was saying, Hatshepsut, who ruled the land. This is her burial place. But we just carved it out in the mountain. They call it a mystery. It's mysterious to them. But it wasn't a mystery to the people who did it. Go to the next one. Now this is the grandest of all. They be playing with this. They be trying to build this. This is the great temple at Waset. There's so much that could be said about this that my lips would like yours would be sealed on saying about this.
That's a nice shot right there.
This is a fantastic university where the greatest of our minds studied, where the highest of our spiritual leaders learned. You see this part of the temple right here? You can take the Greek Parthenon and stick it up in here 4 or 5 times and more and still have space. And that's just one piece of our grand temple. And this is not even the whole temple. There's an avenue of Sphinx that runs for almost a mile. There's another bigger temple. And this is a university complex. It is a learning institution that our people went to learn the science and wisdom of that day. Go to the next one. This is that same cluster of pillars I was showing you. You know the technology it takes to make these round stones and stack it on each other, and then to put this gigantic beam of stone up there, and it's still up there thousands of years later. Technology, science, understanding, wisdom. One of the things we've got to learn, you can't separate wisdom, science, spirituality, and reality. Matter of fact, your spirituality is your reality and your technology is in your spirituality. We'll come down to that when we get to the end of it. Go to the next one. I put this because this is such a beautiful, this is Tel El Amarna. This is Akhenaten city. This is the remnant of what's left of it. But look at the planned gridding of the housing. This is the 18th dynasty Kemet. Look at the planned roads, the planned streets. This is science, this is technology, this is architecture, this is geometry, this is trigonometry. Go to the next one. And this is the last one. Because this is an ancient kingdom of Kerma in the Sudan. This is what's left of the ancient temple from 3000 BC. There ain't no crackers building even a wooden shack in Europe yet. You're talking about our science and our technology? The science and the technology that emanated from the minds of the African men and women that built this. That's the last slide. Well, we've got to get into, and give me the 5 minutes, brother, when I got 5. I'm close to the 5 minutes now, right?
Yeah, you good.
We tried to make things more big stupid than it is. Shit is real simple. Everybody in here either went to work, run their business, or do whatever to do because you were trying to do what? Get some money, right? And the reason you want to do that is because you have to provide food, clothing, shelter, safety for yourself and your family. That's the bottom line right there. Now, if you don't get that shit, you're going to stay a slave. Food, clothing, shelter, safety, and security for yourself and your family. You cannot get that and sustain it unless you control economic, politics, and culture. I can say this 1,000,000 times. If you don't get it, I'm going to say it 1,000,000 more. Food, clothing, shelter, safety, and security is the primal motivation for why we get up in the morning and make the first step. But in order to do that, you've got to go further, and this is where your science and technology comes into being. You have to take control of economic, politics, and culture in the geography where you live. That means you got to stop lying to yourself and stop shopping with white folks. You got to stop shopping with Asian folks. You got to stop shopping with Arab folks. You got to even stop shopping with the Afro-Latino folks who don't know they're Afro-Latino folks. Because they're allied with the other white folks. If you're scared to do that, keep your ass in slavery and stay there. Come to us for entertainment. Pay me, I'll entertain you a little bit. But if you're serious about changing yourself and you're serious about changing your world, then you've got to understand spirituality is not some bogus, mystical shit in the sky. Spirituality is your being aware of and your comprehension of your reality. If you're not aware of your reality, if you're not comprehending your reality, and if you're not actively involved in changing that reality, there's nothing spiritual about you. I don't care how much religion you know or how much history you know. So, for us being here today to talk about the technology, we got the technology. The technology is doing what the hell is necessary to survive. Doing what the hell is necessary to survive. Nothing in this country did this cracker really create. We look at the elevator, and they talk about the elevator company. There's one company who take all the credit for it. He came up with an elevator that could go up 3 stories. The elevator, even at 3 stories, would catch fire because of the transformer. So this brother, I think, Garrett Morgan, took his wife out for a weekend in New York or someplace. Gets on that elevator, the darn thing catch fire. He goes home back to the Midwest, sits down and come up with a concept of making a what they call a step-down transformer to go inside of the bigger transformer, which would cut down on the, I guess, the shock of having to break down, and made the elevator practical. Without that, the elevator wasn't practical. Bell didn't create the light bulb. Some white guy in England did. And he was doing to take over copying stuff out of Kemet. But he couldn't keep it burning more than a few seconds. So he sold it to Bell. Bell couldn't figure out what to do with it, so they had this young black guy named Latimer working for them. So he said, let's give it to the Negro, give him some busy work, so he won't get in our way, because they really wanted Latimer to use as a patent expert, because that's what he was. Latimer stopped messing with that stuff, and remember Grandma, when they were warming their hands while they were doing the cotton, they would burn the cotton seeds, and the thing would glow all night. So that's where he came up with the carbon filament and made the light bulb practical, which changed the whole labor situation in America, because now people could work at night because you had light. So you have to see what the black mind is doing and where it's doing it. All over America. All of us running around here today, we flipping a cell phone. But nobody tells you, even as modern as it is, that a black man made this a practical tool. Forget about the fact that the metal that we need to do it comes from Africa, but the technology is in Africa. That laptop is their innovation, but the desktop is a black man's creation. For IBM, he's working in America, the crackers was on him, the company knew he was bad, so they sent the brother to Europe and made him a manager or something up over there, and he came up with the IBM laptop and reduced the computer from something as big as the stage to something you could sit on your desk. I mean, the desktop. You do this for white folks every damn day.
Teach.
Every day. But you have to stop and decide that you have a reason to do it for yourself. But you're not going to decide that unless you understand that you're sacred. Now watch the brothers doing the meta-net, and I'm going to conclude with this. And, you know, I don't read meta-net because I ain't that old. But I appreciate the brothers who are out there trying to do this, and I learn from them. But you know, I used to hang out with Theophile Abanga, and then, you know, we did translate 3 of those papyrus back in the early days. Tony Brown and myself, Acme Rod, Theophile, when I thought I was trying to be like y'all. I want to be just like you one day. And we know that it is our ancestors who observe nature. Like Seti said, they didn't know what the hell happened. But they said, listen, given what we do know, the best way to explain it to ourselves is this makes sense. And why does it make sense? Because we can see it replicated in ourselves. Each one of you is the universe itself. Every function in the universe is a function in you. Every function in the universe is a function in you. It is an understanding that our ancestors had about how we function and the universe function that allowed them to create a social order that functioned in such a way that cannot last for more than 9,000 years as a civilization. That's what they call the law. Because the Hebrew brothers and sisters, I can't beat up on them as bad as y'all do. I can beat up on the white crackers now who think they're Jews now. That's a different beating right there. But got a book of laws and it's got 10,000 laws. Matter of fact, the book of laws that it would take, if we were to write a book explaining all the laws of nature that our ancestors understood, that book would be this thick from the floor. You couldn't make a book thick enough.
Hell no.
That's why we came up with a slick little concept called allegory and metaphor. Because I can tell a story about something that would convey principles that would take 5 books to explain. But if you don't understand how allegory work, then you wouldn't understand when we created the concept of drama, which white America called theater. We created the concept of drama. Even the story of Sara and Seti was the first major drama we create to explain the story of creation and recreation. Matter of fact, that's why yesterday was so important. The little sister last night that we met in the restaurant, who was Ethiopian, we explained that, what day is this? And she knew, she says, it's the Ethiopian New Year. So, wow, you know your New Year? She said, yes. So she told us the name, and I forgot the name that they use for this day. But what she didn't know, she knew that they celebrated it. But she didn't know it's the celebration of Sara, Seti, and the resurrection of Sara. So if you don't know that, you don't know what you're imitating. Now, Sara is the man and the Seti is the man. They're talking about the resurrection that should take place in the micro. That's the micro level of it. The macro level of it is when you can then recreate that same concept in your daily life, weekly life, monthly life. When you can take your family and make it the institution, or study the institution of the family and use the rules of that to create the institution of your corporate structure. When you think people are smart, they haven't done nothing but studied you or studied what you've forgotten about yourself and use it to liberate themselves. The only technology you need to learn is to know yourself. And when you know yourself and make yourself sacred again, you know that the only God you will ever know stares at you in the mirror every morning. And if you truly understand that, if you truly understand that concept, that each of us is an expression of an aspect of the divine essence having a human experience. What the ancestors in Africa called God or the divine is the totality of creation. It has no beginning, it has no end. It exists, and you will know its existence when you learn to know yourself. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters.
All right, let's give it up for our brother. Yeah, move that out the way, move that out the way. Family, before y'all go home, you already know what it is. The sisters, y'all can come on up the stage. Come on up on the stage around here. Take this historical picture, Professor James Smalls. You definitely will be in the middle because you're the elder here. Come on, family. No, don't put it right there. Move it over some, Iggy. Move it over some, because some of us going to be down here. Come on, sister. You get your head up in there. Come on, sisters. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it in. This is how we do this. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Come on, we're going to get somebody, some of us sitting down here as well. Everybody come on the stage and we're going to get as much as we can. Sit down. There you go. Some sit down. We're the taller brothers. If you're tall, you can stand down here. You good. You tall, brother. Come on, let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. If y'all can jump up there, jump up. Let's go. We need y'all up on the stage, man. This is historical right here.
Now, how it's going to be historical when you don't get in this?
I'm going to get in it. But come on, I want everybody in the front. Some of y'all, let's go. Make a way so we can get up up on the stage. Come on, Sister Kima, get up here. Get up here, Sister Kima. Move up some. There you go. Get in the front. There you go.
Hey, Blue.
Yeah. Now, of course, where's Unc at? Where's Unc? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I want the teachers to get up in the front. Where's the Magi? The blue pill. Come on, man. Let's get in there. The Magi. Come on, get in there.
We deep.
Yo, let's go.
Black power.
Yo, if y'all see any chairs in the back, you can stand on the chair, goddamn. Stand on the chair.
I volunteer to take a picture. Y'all got
come on. No. He's good. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. Come on, man. We're gonna try to get him in.
Where Ngozi at? We don't want to go.
You might have to get back. Where's Ngozi?
Right here. Right there. Let's go.
Come on, get right here, Ngozi.
Right in Goldie.
I said Ngozi. Get right here, Ngozi.
Not on stage. He ain't Goldie. Say something.
Yeah. This is how we doing it, family. For y'all to see this. This is how we doing this. Hold up, y'all ain't got to pose yet. We trying to get everybody in.